Good? You comfortable?
Yeah.
Got your agua?
Yeah, I got my water. Got our mics.
Got your glasses?
Got my glasses like a C.
Are you blind without them?
Hell yeah. I got everything. I got astigmatism, left-sided, right-sided, all of it.
Nah, it just didn't work when... Did you see that meme? Like, I can't see red flags. I'm blind.
Oh, no. That's why I just follow my heart, you know?
Sometimes that motherfucker blind, too.
I think I used to be blind at this point in my life.
Now I got better.
Now we're in sync. Now we're on the same vibration. You know, no more of that toxic red flags. First red flag, I gotta walk away. That's boundaries. Like I had to learn them for sure. But
cool. You good though?
Yeah.
You looking for me, you can find me at the spot. Chopping it up with Jonah, we talking about what's hot on the block. Up in Dago, man, we bumping. Keeping it confidential, you know this how we coming, we in front. Looking for that real, better tune in and stick by. Put on for the city every time that I dip by. Getting to that gritty every time that we sit down. Promise you it's real every time that I get round. Come on. Been in the field playing, we work.
Welcome back, Barbershop Confidential, the podcast. Your boy Jonah. Today we have Yuvia, aka Rain.
Hi.
How you doing, Rain? Nice to meet you.
Yes, finally. It's been a while. We've had each other on Instagram
for a minute. Yeah. It's funny because I'll meet people throughout life, whatever. And then sometimes and then they'll see me and they'll be like, hey, nice to good seeing you again. And I was like, man, sometimes my memory doesn't save like where I meet people. So I just be like, yeah, man, you know.
Just bullshit. Oh, yeah. Remember that one time? Yeah. How's your mama?
Yeah. I just hope they never hit me with the like, well, she passed. I'm like, But yeah, nice to finally officially meet you.
I know. Thank you for inviting me. I'm so happy to be here.
Thank you. I'm glad. Body sculpting. You'll be the second person that does that on here. So
okay.
Maybe I'll learn something from you.
Yeah. I'm currently non-invasive. I do non-invasive body sculpting, which is flawless figure sculpting is my business.
What does non-invasive mean? Like they're covered up or?
What non-invasive is like technically there's like no downtime. Like surgery is considered invasive because you really have to recover. I see. So it's not having to recover. So body sculpting is a good option for people who, for one, it's more economical than surgeries. So everything we can do, reduction in fat, skin tightening, contouring, give a little ab effect there. There's so many different things that you can do with it without having to go under the knife. A lot of girls, obviously we have TJ right here. Everybody in their BBLs, but if you want to
BBL girlies.
Yeah. So if you want to like ease your way into it or you're looking to go more of a natural route, it is a natural service. A natural service because you're ridding of all the toxins and the fat deposits through the lymphatic system and through lymphatic drainage. So ultimately the machines, the techniques is what stimulates that. So we can go ahead and release all the fat cells and whatnot and improve skin elasticity, collagen production, all that good stuff.
It makes sense.
Yeah, surgery is definitely invasive.
Very much so. Yeah. Very personal.
Yeah. Cutting different parts. Like, I think that's one thing, like, I didn't want to go under surgery. I actually started this business for one. I got the idea like in 2020 because, a lot of us lost our jobs and whatnot, but I used to work at a laser cosmetic clinic. So I was already familiar with the different processes.
Laser hair removal type?
Yeah, they do laser hair removal, Botox. They also do the body sculpting, like different things, but just different types of machine, more clinical based. So I worked for a cosmetic laser clinic for a few years and I learned a lot about it there. And then obviously I had a lot of friends that were like getting their bodies done. I mean, I had put on some weight for sure in 2020. So I was like, how am I going to get rid of this shit? I was going to the gym.
Sign me up, BBL.
Yeah. So I was like, I was already thinking I was going to consultations and I was like, man, like I like having, I think my body's good. I just got to get it in check. I don't need, to go under the knife, and I didn't want to, and especially the $1,000 that it's worth. So, I decided, it's when body sculpting first kind of started becoming a thing. I decided to do body sculpting and I did a couple packages and I legit, like, as big as my ass was, I was walking around the house in a sports bra thinking I was skinny, thinking I had a fucking six pack. what it did for me is it made me feel really, really good about myself, just on the inside. And I really clung to that feeling because ultimately it was a confidence boost for me. And then once you start, shaping up in different areas, it starts affecting other areas of your life. So I just noticed I was a lot more happier. I was a lot more energetic, just feeling good about myself and being in my confidence, So in 2020, I ended up opening another business, which was called Pretty Flawless Cosmetics at the time. And it's like selling eyelashes, makeup, have my own line, my own branding and all of that. And that was definitely my baby, but it was my guinea pig. And that in conjunction with what I experienced as a client of body sculpting, it motivated me. I go, wow, like if I felt this great when I was doing it, how amazing would it be to give this feeling to other women? You know what I mean? So I think that's where it really was the start of me stepping into my purpose, is just being able to make women feel great about themselves. And it's not just the outside, it's how you feel on the inside, and that projects on the outside. So that's how that came along, and I opened it in 2022, October 2022. I'm 4-time certified.
4-time certified?
4-time certified.
Can you explain what that means?
Yeah, so
for the people who don't, and me.
So with body sculpting, you go through certifications. There's no strict schooling through it because it's not regulated under the state of California
so
yet.
No board.
So it's not under the state board yet. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be coming soon.
Pretty soon, yeah.
Yeah, because government want to control everything.
So many people doing it too.
Yes, exactly. So it's definitely, they're starting to crack down a lot more now. But basically, I went through 4 different trainings. With different trainers, which I think was pretty awesome because I was able to create my own technique from it. I was able to take, because everybody does it different. All of us have different techniques. In fact, I'm scared to go anybody. I want body sculpting too because it's annoying to do it on myself. And after, an 8-hour day of doing it, I'm exhausted. I don't want to sit there an hour and a half and myself, you know what I mean? Like, fuck that. And I'm even hesitant to go to other people because I'm so picky with the technique. And it's only because I invested that extra effort and that extra time into really crafting my art. And
I think anybody who does things like any type of field that they do are picky on who does it for them. Like I take pictures, so finding somebody to take pictures of me for like my wedding or our engagement photos was like really difficult. So it's because we do it so much that we have like an idea of what we want. Yeah. So it's kind of hard to be like, who can I trust?
That expectation. Yeah. If not, I'm gonna be like, no, you're doing that wrong. But no, this girl don't know what she's doing. I'm gonna write her a bad Yelp review.
And they're all like, fuck. They go to their group chat. I had the most annoying customer.
Yeah. And I am that annoying customer. Like, I'm picky with my nails, with my hair. Like, I've been going to the same hairstylist for 10 years. You know what I mean? Like, that's
real
how
commitment.
picky I am. Yeah. And then my nail ladies, they've gone, go rotate here and there, but for the most part, I'm very specific. And definitely, like, when I go to the dentists fucking hate me. I'm crying about everything. You know what I mean? I'm going to the doctor, ow, I didn't even touch you. I know, but I felt it. I'm just dramatic as hell.
Oh, okay. Do you complain? Like, did you become like a Karen?
Oh, no. It's more of like it just depends. I mean, if someone fucks up my nails, I'm gonna complain.
Oh,
like,
of course.
Bitch, you cut me, or this is crooked. Like, you need to fix it. You know what I mean? I mean, ultimately, anybody who's in the service industry our goals should be to cater to the client and what they need. And being in the beauty businesses, especially in services at all, is making sure that they're happy and they walk out happy. I know what it's like, and I know what bad customer service is. So if someone's giving me bad customer service, I will make an issue out of it. But other than that, I'm very graceful. I try to be as kind as possible to everyone I meet, as respectful. But I'm not gonna pay for something and then you're gonna ruin it. Like, I'm gonna get my money's worth.
Oh man, I don't think I've ever had like a bad experience. Maybe a haircut once where I was like, fuck, man, I didn't like that. You know what I mean? This was like years ago, and I don't think I was like, I'm not paying for that. Like, I feel like at the end of the day, they did a service, but I guess it depends on the service. Like, if it was an oil change, I'd be like, I'm not paying for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just depends on what it is. But I feel what you're saying. Like,
the scale of importance, how important
exactly,
it is to you,
like bigger nails, you're like, nah.
Because especially you guys notice all that shit. I know you guys act like you don't, but you be like, what's up with that? Wait, one finger.
I very much let it be known.
Exactly, no shame. I remember, what was it? Someone told me, So someone told me that they had wanted to pay for me to get my nails done, right? Okay. And I was just like,
sugar daddy action.
Oh hell, I'm my own sugar daddy, but I never take those offers.
Those offers?
One, because when you're being given an offer like that of something for free, there's an expectation
for sure.
You know what I mean?
Buy you a drink.
Yeah, there's an expectation, and I can buy it myself, and I said, why? And my nails hadn't been done for a minute, you know what I mean? So I was like, he's like, well, I just noticed your nails haven't been done and you usually have them done. And I was like, are you fucking complaining? I was like, first of all, sometimes a girl just needs a break, from her nails. Like they thin out.
Need to breathe.
Yeah, I've been getting them done since I was 12. You know what I mean? Like, so I was like, God, you
but at the same time, like stuff. He noticed, he detailed. He could have been like, maybe she's going through a little rough patch. Let me handle this one time.
For real, let me help her. No, he definitely had expectations. I was like, yeah, no, we're not doing that. I was like, I can pay for myself.
Pay for the nails. That means cheeks, right? Yeah. You're like, what?
No.
Yeah.
No. That definitely not. I'm not someone who's bought, and I'm not easily impressed. So I think guys have this thing where they like, especially now that they see that I make money. You know what I mean? They like to flaunt it, and and definitely I want to be spoiled. Don't get me wrong. Like, yeah, I want my man to do those things, but my man, you know what I mean? Like the one where, no, my man. You know what I mean? I don't want just some random dude paying for my shit, and you're a random dude until you're my man, unless you're my homie. You know what I mean? So I always tell them like, nah, I can pay for myself, and they're like, well, I know you can, but you deserve this. And that. Yeah, I do, and
I got it.
And I got it. Like, honey, I probably make more money than most of these guys. Like, you know what I mean? Because I also do search consulting. I don't know if you noticed that.
Search consulting?
Yeah. So basically, I'm an executive recruiter.
For jobs.
Yeah. So I get people jobs. I specialize in like aerospace, like manufacturing engineers, directors, plant managers, like things like that. Just high level roles. Yeah. So I do that.
Like kind of like a headhunter?
I am. Yes.
Oh, right, okay.
Exactly.
You said search consultant.
Yeah, well,
is that like the new name?
Yeah, okay. It's a search consultant because I'm literally searching, and I give advice to my clients. So when it comes to wages, when it comes to salary, when it comes to market rates, like I study the trends, and so I develop relationships with my clients where I teach them and I inform them of how it is when it comes to candidates, especially at these higher levels, and along with skill sets. And there's certain specific roles. Some people want to underpay but want a super skilled person, so I gotta humble my clients a little bit sometimes. So I do that full time, and that's very good income for me as well. And then the body sculpting, I actually do it in the evenings. So nice. I typically, on average, especially when I'm booked, probably work sometimes 16-hour days. Yeah.
Busy.
Hustling.
Babe.
Yeah, I mean, I got a mission to fulfill. Ultimately, like, my goal is to, obviously, boss babe comes with it, but my ultimate goal isn't that. My ultimate goal is to lay the foundation and set up the foundation for my children.
Okay.
I'm not someone, I always had to earn things in my life. I'm not something that I wasn't given, so I think it's become one of my missions is my greatest goal in life is to be an amazing mother. So, and the way I do that is by providing a safe space, not only financially, emotionally, whatever it is, especially with, people you never know. I want to make sure that I could take care of my kids, even if their father is not able to, because shit happens. People lose jobs, people separate, whatever it is. And I want to make sure that, you know what, don't worry, mama's got it. Yeah. So I'm doing this for my kids is I want to leave something for them. I want to leave something for their name and be able to also be an example for them and show them how hard I worked for what I've had.
That's dope.
So yeah, definitely.
All power to you.
Thank you.
It's funny because I do get different, perspectives. Like some girls that come on here, some women I should say, come on here and they are more of like, yes, where is he? Where's the guy that's gonna like take care of me and take me out of like work and stuff like that. And then there's other ones that come on here like yourself who are like, I don't need a man, like I'll just buy my own shit, and like if somebody comes along and helps, dope, but I'm not gonna ever rely on a man. So it's pretty dope to have like both perspectives on here sometimes.
I wouldn't say, I think before the old me, so I've been on a healing journey for quite a while. That has quite changed my view and my outlook on life and how I perceive relationships, how I perceive people, how I perceive money, just anything in the world in general. I think the old me, when I was in my, I want to be, a boss babe, and I was focused on money. I think last year I had made my first 120K, you know what I mean? So I got in my head about it, and that's when I was living in my ego before I started doing all this healing work that I've been doing. So status and money was very important to me at the time.
So like a guy had to have money and status.
Money and status. Like I definitely had a strict checklist.
like a position status.
Yeah, like I think I definitely had a strict checklist. I no longer do that. But I did see things like, I don't need a man like then, but I realized, for one, like, we are all placed on this earth to love one another. And whether it's our family, whether it's friendships, the world wouldn't exist without humans. You know what I mean? Without these connections. And I think a lot of people miss that point and how important it is to really be able to see someone for who they are. And when I say that, I mean looking deeper beyond the material aspects of things, of being really able to look at somebody's soul. Yeah. And souls and knowing and feeling good, I think energy is a huge factor. So I no longer say, he has to have this, he has to be this tall, he has to have this and that. To me, it's who feels right to me when I'm in your presence. Do you make me feel safe in your presence? Do I feel like I can trust you? Do I feel like you got my back no matter what? You know what I mean? Do I feel like if I close my eyes, can you take my hand, and can I trust where you're going to lead me? I'm not going to ask questions because... So let me backtrack a little bit. Before I started healing, like I mentioned, status and me making money and material aspects were very important to me, because I was very much, what I realized through my healing journey is I was very much living in my masculine energy. And women who say, I don't need a man, I don't need that, those are women that are living in their masculine energy. And what I realized was the person ultimately that I am meant to be, and the person that I am and how I want to show up in this world, is not someone like that. The reason I was living in my masculine energy is it comes from inner child wounds. It comes from, the way I was raised, the way I was shown I couldn't depend on people through heartbreak and things like that, that's where I was living in my ego. And people who live in their ego aren't able to fully thrive and become the highest versions of themselves, because they're not going inward and really asking those important questions of what truly means something to them. So through living life of experiences, I discovered how important it is just to truly look beyond those things and look at someone's heart, look at someone's soul, how they see things. Because I'm not out here just for fun. Like I'm building a life, I'm building an empire, and it's like, can I trust you to be part of this journey? Can I trust you that you can take me there and not stop me? Because I was in a very long relationship that I let take over me, you know what I mean? Where it was very codependent, very toxic, but I also was very masculine because, again, on the successful spectrum, I was more successful, So
more the breadwinner?
Yeah, and that's been the case in a few of my relationships, And I noticed it's because I was always in my masculine energy, and I'm sorry, but the type of man that I'm going to marry one day, he ain't gonna deal with no masculine energy. He wants a feminine ass chick. You know what I mean? So I'm like, well, what's wrong with me? Why am I so prideful? Why don't I want help from others? Like, why? And I started to go deeper. And it's because of fear. And fear lives in the ego. So then once I started unraveling all those things, that led to the next thing. Okay, well, what's triggering me about this situation? How do I solve that? And once I'm able to heal those things, it's allowed me to become a lot more softer. It's allowed me to live in my authenticity of who I truly am. Not the mask that I was wearing last year, because I was wearing a mask. And a lot of people do, because majority of the world lives in their ego instead of living in love and their soul's purpose. Yeah. You know what I mean? So
I've always thought it was curious that, like, people in general, the older we get, the less obvious features in somebody, we start to like like stop caring about those. Like when you're younger, like looks is very like you know like stereotype looks, like traditional good looking people. Like, oh, I want that. But then sometimes those people kind of like suck. You know what I mean? like they just like on the inside they're just trash people. They're ugly. But you know. But if you have somebody who's like arm candy to other people, it's like, oh, she's doing good, or he's doing good. Look at his girl, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I think the older we get, we start to think like, man, that shit don't fucking matter. Like, I just want somebody cool to wake up with Sunday morning, instead of like, oh, I got the baddie, but she's useless, or I got the best looking dude, but he can't even hold a conversation.
Right.
And so I think the older we get, we start to realize like, all that shit we thought was important younger means nothing. Like nothing at all.
Well, through experiences, you start finding meaning in things and what certain things mean to you. You know, especially like going back to, you know, the physical features or things like that. Like I was saying, I used to want status before, and I think once I did become single and I left my long relationship, I dated different types of guys, like 1 or 2 dates. It's nothing like it's serious or anything like that, because like I told you, first red flag, I'm out. I had to learn boundaries, because at one point I didn't have any boundaries, but I had to learn with my last relationship. Yeah. But after that, I was like, I ain't doing this shit again. So what do I gotta fix, God? Tell me, what do I have to heal so I can attract the type of person I want to be with? And I thought that was material. So I've dated everything from like millionaires, literally people who like go fly in places on helicopters, from quite opposite, that don't have a lot. And out of all of them, I think the most connection that I felt from my soul was the person who made the least money. You know? Yes.
Well, it's because they live on a different, like they find joy and fun out of things that don't cost money. Yeah. So it's more just organic. Yeah. Where like dudes who got money think like, I gotta get in this helicopter. That's the only way I can have fun. Like their level of fun has to be expensive and showy, you know, showing off. And it's like, bro, you can go anywhere and have fun. It's the person, it's the people you're with, it's not what you're doing. Like you, like people say, oh, you're going to a boring ass club. Like the people I'm with is fun as fuck. So I had a good ass time. Like I don't care about the club. But like, oh, you went to this dope ass club just to sit in on the corner on your phone. You're going to find fun if you're fun.
Again, that's people seeing it as a material thing versus enjoying the actual experience of it.
Enjoying the moment.
And, you know, I just don't think money has anything to do with how beautiful someone's soul or their energy is. And I think beyond that, I look at how a guy treats me. Example, like this guy I'm saying that my feelings went more towards. Like, I remember we were walking and it was like raining the day before and there was a bunch of puddles around. One of the things that just, for when I already felt safe in his energy, like I would get like a little girl, like I would get really giggly. I would say like dorky ass shit. And like I legit, like we would hold hands. I would be skipping, like, and I had never had that side of me come out with anybody. And that's like
a dope feeling. Yeah.
And it's like but it's the energy. Like all we could do, we could talk about everything and anything, you know what I mean? So I remember he was holding my hand and there was large puddles and a bunch of people walking because we were downtown. And he legit like stopped me, grabbed my hand and pulled me around the puddle so I wouldn't walk through it. And it's little things like that actually is what is impressive to me, because I'm like, you're so considerate. You don't, for one, I'm wearing closed-toe shoes. It doesn't even matter. And I was going to walk through it anyways, but he said, no, like, let me stop.
We're not fucking up the fresh petty.
Yeah. I think it was just, he didn't want me to have to walk through that puddle. Yeah. You know what I mean? But little things when guys move me on the inside of the street, things like that.
That shit annoys the fuck out of me when I see a dude who like is walking with a girl and she's on the street side. Mm-hmm. And sometimes I want to yell out, I was like, is that your girl or is that your friend? Like,
exactly. It's like literally, I have a guy best friend. He opens my door. Okay. He opens my door. He makes me walk on the inside of the street. Like that's my safety right there too. I know I'm good right there. So my whole thing is, I belong with somebody who makes me feel safe. Yeah. I can maintain myself. I can do all those things. And I won't say that I don't need a man, because I think all of us need love. All of us do. Yeah. I just need it from the correct type of person who's going to align with me and my vision. Yeah. That's the only thing. And that's what's hard to find. Because I bring a lot to the table.
A lot.
Not only am I a business owner, a career woman, I have my own place. I've lived on my own since I was 18.
Damn.
I'm educated. I have a bachelor's degree from Arizona State. You know what I mean? So I don't have any kids. I'm 30. I think I look good. You know what I mean? Like,
pretty young.
And on top of that, I think I have a really pretty soul. Okay. You know, I think I have really good energy. I think I try to show up the best that I can for myself and for others, and just ultimately learning and living through this life and sharing what I can, you know.
In this journey, have you gone through therapy?
So yes, forms of therapy. So I, in January this year is when I really started going down like the heavy healing rabbit hole. And I call it a rabbit hole because healing it's fucking hard.
It's a roller coaster.
Not only is it a roller coaster, but it's legit like a downward spiral, because you're literally going in and going back to past traumatic experiences to unravel them. And when you go back and you remember those things, it takes you back to those feelings, and that's where your ego comes in, the fear, the being scared, the being hurt, the emotional trauma, you know, that comes with it. So unpacking that itself, the journey itself, it's hard. There's a lot of, you know, lonely, sleepless, crying nights, and that's why a lot of people don't do it because it is so hard to face your own demons, you know, and to accept the truth about yourself. So unless you're ready to fully be in your authenticity and accept the truth about yourself, it's going to be challenging for you. But so in January, I remember I was just looking for things to help me go inward. You know, I wanted to be more conscious. I wanted to stop living in fear. I wanted to stop blocking my own blessings by being scared to take leaps of faith in myself. So I started looking up different things, and I found what's called Kundalini yoga.
One more time?
Kundalini yoga.
Oh, yoga. Okay.
Kundalini yoga. So it's not just an exercise. It's one of those yogas that there's mantras, there's chanting, there's you know, that whole kumbaya vibe. That's totally it.
Like breath work and all that?
Yes. So lots of breath work, lots of different and difficult movements that focus on the chakras and the alignment and the balancing of the chakras. So that's why, like, on my stories, I'm going to say, I'm always joking, and you see how energetic I am, saying I'm balanced as fuck. Yeah. Because I do. It feels good because it's the yoga of awareness. Oh. It's the yoga of consciousness. It helps you eliminate negative blocks within yourself. So I've been doing that 9 months now, and I practice it daily, every single morning. It's part of my routine. I meditate every day. I do my prayers, all that good stuff. In addition to that, I've done inner childhood workshops. Inner child wound workshop.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And that's come in forms of hypno breath work, which is breath work which puts you in a state of hypnosis. And
that's where you lay down, right? And breathe
with the eye mask, and it's pretty intense. Have you ever seen like those videos like on Instagram where everybody's like laying down with a mask in a room and they're crying and they're like, that's what
I had a girl who does that on her.
Oh, nice.
She's a friend of mine, yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna have to check that one out.
Govindi. She does that.
Oh, yeah. So you have that understanding.
When she told me, I was like, because I had questions too. I was like, is that real, bro? Like, you like just like, do people just sit there and like bullshit the yelling? And she's like, no, Jonah, you gotta try one day. And I'm very skeptical on anything that's it's gonna sound bad, but like an easy cash grab, you know what I mean? Like where somebody could just label like, oh, I do this and come do it and I'll charge you this much. And I'm very like skeptical. Like, are you really doing it because you genuinely think trying to help people, or are you just trying to do it like because it's like a new hustle, you know what I'm saying? Like even like body sculpting, when it first came out, I was like, oh, these girls are just rubbing sticks on people, and like, is it to like get easy money? You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm very skeptical on anything like that until she came on, and I was like, okay, I understand now. Like,
well, that, and
I do approach it with the open mind, but at first I'm kind of like, I don't know, because I've lived by this like el que no tranza no avanza.
Yeah.
So I've always been been very wary of people and there's.
But why are you wary?
That's just how I grew up.
But why? You ever asked yourself what about when you grew up?
Too many trances around me.
It's because you've been betrayed before. It's because you've been, deceived before. And when that's what's causing you to question those things. It's because you have past experiences, which that's the ego speaking to you, instead of having full faith in something, of, you know, giving it a chance. For me, when it comes to my healing work, I'm very big on again, energy. I have to feel, I'm very in tune with my intuition. I'm a very intuitive person. So I know, like, the moment that I met the girl that I did, her name is Alexis Denny. She's so amazing, literally the most beautiful soul I've ever met, and has been a huge part of my healing journey. But the moment I saw her, like, my heart lit up. Like, when I saw her, like, she just had this beautiful glow, like angelic glow about her almost. And then every interaction, because she's also a Kundalini instructor, which is how I met her. And then I took the inner child class with her, which she's having another one coming up in October as well. And I'm probably going to take that one too.
Is it something you could only take every once in a while? Or
it's whenever they host the workshops.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I think between doing the inner child workshops, the Kundalini, and then I also go to church, you know, I don't consider myself religious or Christian or anything like that. I'm very spiritual. And I do think that God is the ultimate source, you know, so of everything. So I feel like I created my own belief system because it's half this, half that. So I go to church every Sunday. I pray every morning. So between that and the breath work, the Kundalini, and all the workshops that I've been doing, it's done a lot for me. So it's so funny that you asked about therapy. Like I said, going through the healing journey, it gets tough sometimes, because you get stuck, you know. So I felt like the past few weeks I've been getting stuck, like, on and off, and I can't figure out why. And it's because as much as I was going through, you know, all these workshops, there's something that I was suppressing, and I know what it is. As far as a childhood wound is concerned, and I was ignoring it because of who it was about. And again, that's not doing me any justice. And as much as all these different forms of healing that I do work, I need to talk about it out loud. You know, I need to speak about these things, and get the emotions out, so I'm not suppressing them, because I feel like that's one of the, not the final, because we're always going to have something to heal from, but one of the biggest blocks I have to get rid of. So I actually have my first therapy appointment on Wednesday.
In person?
In person, yeah.
Man or woman?
It's a woman, yeah. And I'm going to see how it goes. My heart isn't screaming at it. There's actually this other therapist that I researched who also incorporates breath work in her therapy session. Oh. So I was like, oh, heck yes. Like, she's spiritual, believes in all the energies. I'm like, this is going to be a perfect match. But she wasn't taking any clients, so I got on her wait list. So,
damn, she's been busy like that?
Yeah. So I'm like, I want her. Like, my heart's like, it's pulling me towards her. And
I'll date this other one for a little bit. But
I'll see. I was like, let me just get some tears out to last me through the next 2 weeks, right? Yeah. Like, let me just cry a little bit.
They just throw the money on the counter like, yeah.
You know what? This one, I was like, it's covered through my insurance. So I was like, $20 in my copay, whatever. The other one, she's some money. I'm like, but I'll toss it. I was like, make it rain on her, you know.
You're like, here's a tip. She's like, no, we don't. Take it.
Take my money. Take my money in exchange for my healing. Oh no, for sure. I'll spend some money on that stuff. Yeah.
Are you from San Diego?
I am born and raised. I actually so I grew up in IB and in Chula Vista.
Oh, okay.
I grew up in IB. I went to Mar Vista Middle, or no, not Mar Vista Middle. Yeah, I did go to Mar Vista Middle for 7th grade. And then 8th grade, I went over to Chula Vista Middle. Oh. Because my dad wanted me in a better environment because I was hanging out with all the little thugs.
From
IB? He was like, nope, we ain't doing this. He goes, we are not doing this, which thank God. You know, my dad saved me from a lot of shit, to be honest with you.
I grew up in National City, but my mom wanted me at Chula Vista schools. Oh, yeah. So I went to only Chula Vista schools.
Oh, so you know the thing. And then for high school, like my dad was the type to like research the test scores and all of that. So I went to Hilltop. So I graduated from Hilltop. Yeah, I mean, I liked Hilltop.
I'm sure it was a good school. As a Spartan, you know. Oh, yeah.
Well, I think I was like in high school, I always hung out with older people. Oh. So like I was that person, like I said, running through the hallways, but going from different groups. Like one day I'd hang out with the soccer team. One day I would hang out with the girls, the fresitas, you know. Yeah. One day I'd be hanging out with the cholito table. Like I was that person because my actual like best friends didn't go to school with me. You know what I mean? So,
no, I know exactly what you mean.
So I was just like, these are just filler people right now. Not to say, I'm just kidding.
At 2:30, I was like, all right, I'll see you. We're done. This friendship is done.
Yes, we're not friends. I'll see you tomorrow at 8 a.m.
See you tomorrow.
7:55 a.m.
Time for me to go see my real friends.
My real friends. But I definitely, I was in a rush to grow up in high school.
Oh, you wanted to be a grown woman.
Yeah, so.
Did that come with like being boy crazy or something like that?
Yeah, I was boy crazy as hell. I was super boy crazy in high school, and I mean, like my boyfriend in high school was in his 20s. Like it was horrible. Horrible.
Round them up.
Yeah, it was horrible. I'm telling you, I was a little badass. Like my dad is like, he's like, you had me scared for a minute. Like I was like, shit, I had myself scared, sir. Like I don't know what the fuck I was doing. Like 20. What is a 16-year-old girl partying with people in their fucking 20s? Like
that's crazy.
I'm so sorry because that looks disgusting to me now. Like now that I'm an adult and I'm 30, I'm like, what the fuck is a 25-year-old man doing entertaining a girl in high school? Like that's disgusting, you know? But I guess, I mean, to guys.
Hey, whoa. Because it takes two to tango now.
I mean, I wasn't having sex then. I wasn't having sex at the time.
But still, it's
a bad look. Like, what are you doing? You can't get bitches your own age. What do you have
in common with a 16-year-old? You know?
I mean, that he was immature, living at home and still partying.
Oh, okay. Then a lot.
A whole lot.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I was crazy. And like I said, going through life. December 30th. Oh, Capricorn.
You're the third person I know that. Fourth person I know with the same exact birthday.
12/30. Are you serious? What are you?
A Libra.
Oh, you're a Libra. When's your birthday?
October 11th.
October 11th? Nice.
Yeah. So you're a
Capricorn.
Capricorn, yeah. I knew
Capricorn. That. Don't call me a Sag.
I know that too well. That's funny.
Well, you must love us, right? Because you got 4 of us in your life.
They're not in my life.
Oh, no! That's horrible.
With you, it's 4. So those other 3 are.
Those other 3. Okay. Well, let me remedy for them. They're not healed. Okay.
Yeah. Almost like, nah, we're done.
That's rude. I'm very different.
No, I mean, just some people are just, you know.
To each their own.
Yeah.
It also depends.
Some people are whack. So
what quality of people they are. You know what I mean? Quality over quantity.
And the upbringing too has a lot to do with it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. But your upbringing is what dictates your quality of how you show up in the world. You know what I mean? So it's really important for people to go inward to figure this shit out. So we stop being pieces of shit to other people.
That's the hard part.
To stop being a piece of shit.
Well, like realizing like, damn, I really ain't shit.
Yeah.
To have that self-acknowledgement of like, damn, it's me, it's not them.
Right. Yeah, and that's awareness.
But we only figure that out when we find somebody worthy to like dig in ourselves and figure that out.
I think it's not just worthy. I think ultimately when we decide to figure it out it often comes from people that trigger us into seeing things differently. I know because like the guys that I've dealt with, you know, they've always told me like, you change the way I see things, and it's triggering to them, especially when you're raised with a certain standard and your whole life, you know, whether you're out there being a player or doing this or, you know, having those toxic tendencies, you're used to that, especially because a lot of girls, honestly, they give guys what they want, you know, they allow themselves to just go with whatever is satisfying the man versus being secure in who they are. And so when guys meet me, I'm very like, my boundaries are straight from off the bat. You know, I make it clear what I'm about and how I show up, and I always try to be kind and loving. But one thing they've always told me in the feedback that I get, and that's where I realize like what a beautiful person I am, is I challenge them as they challenge their views, how they see things, why are they thinking that way, and that starts to make their wheels turn, and they're just like, wait, what the heck? Like, what do you mean there's something wrong with me? You know what I mean? I mean, there's something wrong with all of us. Me too.
No,
like,
I'm perfect.
Yeah, no, heck no. I am anything but perfect. Yeah. But you know, one thing I am is real. I'm not perfect, but I'm real. I have a lot of things I need to uncover. I have a lot of insecurities. I have a lot of fears of the unknown. Sometimes I get a lot of self-doubt, and I'm really incredibly hard on myself. And that's something I need to fix.
Self-doubt is a motherfucker.
It is. Yeah. And people ask me like, how you have all of this? I'm like, no, you don't get it. Like, because it's hard. Like, example, like with the body sculpting, I'm not just a body sculptor, but I'm actually a master educator now.
In that?
Yeah.
So you can train people?
Yes. So I actually am getting ready to launch my course in October. Hey. So I'm going to be doing online and hybrid courses to teach women how to become body sculptors. And ultimately, my goal isn't just to, because like you said, like just hitting with the wood and making money off of it. I told you why I did this, and it's ultimately how I made women feel about themselves, the confidence level. Like I have some clients that will like cry to me telling me how much better they feel about themselves and how it's improved their relationships, like even with, you know, like their husbands and their sex life. Like I've had like husbands drop off or boyfriends drop off the girls and be like, hey, she looks bomb. Like, you know, so to know that it affects, you know, their overall mindset and how they're showing up in their relationships, it's awesome. So once I got a taste of that, I realized, you know, and through my experiences with trainers, I didn't always have trainers who focused on your mindset and being passionate about it. They just wanted your money. You know what I mean? They wanted to charge me $25,000 for a fucking book. And I'm sorry, but I'm not going to just be throwing training manuals at people and then collecting money. No. My whole goal is I want women, and I want my ideal students are going to be students who see a passion, that have their why. Why do you want to do this? Besides the money, besides that, what's calling you to it? Because you ultimately, you can make a lot of money with something, but you're not going to be truly successful and feel fulfilled if you're not passionate about what you're doing. So not only do I want to teach these women how to do body sculpting, I definitely have more of an advanced approach to my courses that I'll be doing online as well. But I also want to incorporate mindset and healing practices. Because what I noticed is I have a few friends, quite a few friends that opened businesses as well. And one thing I took note of myself and them is when it came to advancing our businesses, it would get hard for us because we were distracted. We were distracted with other things. You know, some of them were moms, some of them had toxic relationships, some of them had baby daddy drama, whatever it is that is ultimately distracting them from their course of action, right? And when I took note of all these women that closed their businesses or just weren't successful in them after being open for a couple years, I realized we all had one thing in common, is we had a lack mindset. We were focused on the wrong things. And people don't teach you that. You know, that's something that you have to learn. And my goal is to not just teach these women how to make money, but I'm hoping that I can make an impact on their lives. You know what I mean? And how they show up in this world, because these are the next generation of people that are coming in, you know? So if I can't change the world, but I can change the people that I come in contact with, you know what I mean? At least give them something. Because there's always that one conversation with somebody. It could be a stranger on the street. You could be having the shittiest day and just one thing, they told you something they appreciated about you. And then all of a sudden you have this new outlook on yourself and you appreciate yourself more, you know? So kind of similar to that, but focusing on mindset and healing, I think is really important for entrepreneurs, because there's some of the richest people, but they're most miserable, right? As I want my wish fulfillment. My wish fulfillment is me being happy and loving what I see in the mirror and loving what I do every day, you know, and for women need to switch their mindsets to that instead of saying, oh, I can't do this because of this, because of this, because of this. No, then why did you start it to begin with? And again, that's where your ego comes in and you start paying attention to everything else instead of what you should be on. So
social media has a lot too. Like you see a lot of girls who do find like the easy way of like getting to do everything. So I could see like as a woman, you probably get in your head like, damn, like I want that. You know,
a lot of the time it's fake.
Yeah, 100%.
Because I know some pretty like got the blue check marks and over here with, you know, fake bags and an empty tank on their Mercedes, selling their EBT to somebody. You know what I mean? I'm like, and you're an influencer? Like what? You know, it doesn't make sense to me. So I think being on the other side, because
it's just a facade.
It's all a facade. It's an image. You know,
very thin image.
It's just an image, and that's just not something I'm interested in. I mean, obviously I have to do marketing, so I'm starting to like do reels now. Like I wasn't doing that before, because ultimately, because I'm going to be educating women, they need to get to know me, not just look at my before and after pictures. Level, so I want to share that. So that's why I'm starting to post more and starting to do more reels. And honestly, it's so fun. Like I never knew like all these things, like because before I was like, I don't want to do that. I just like, why? Like, I don't want to be speaking to, I'm going to sound stupid. People are going to judge me. And then finally I said, wait, do people pay my bills?
No.
I said, should I care? Are these real? What are these reels going to do for me? They're going to produce people who can connect with me on a personal level. Yeah. And hopefully eventually those women want to become students and want my mentorship and want my coaching because they see that I have I'm living in my fulfillment, you know, instead of just, oh yeah, you know, like I want to look like her. No, I don't want to just share that aspect. I want to show you how I think, how I process to see if it's a good match, you know?
I was going to say, body sculpting, while it is an alternative to like
surgery.
Mm-hmm.
Like lipo, things like that.
But at the same time, you're that profession, that skill is hand in hand with people who do get the surgery.
Yeah, so
because they have to get that, right? Or they don't have to, but it's like maybe highly recommended that.
So that's more lymphatic massages. So I don't do lymphatic massages.
So that's different.
It goes hand in hand, body sculpting, and a lot of women do it in body sculpting that shouldn't be.
Oh.
If it's manual, like, you know, because you can't do too much of actually touching on the client. Machines is different, you know, but like at least what I've been told, you know, I know some women do it lymphatic. Well, I mean, lymphatic systems, you have to be careful where you're touching people on the body, you know, and where you're pressuring, you can put too much pressure on it from my understanding. And I learned early on that, you know, for one, I don't want to deal with the drainage. Ew. Yeah. Sorry. I don't need no blood over here. Like, I don't need it. So that's mainly why I didn't get into that aspect of it. So there's controversy on it. There's some that say, yes, you can. And then there's others that say, no, you have to be a massage therapist. So there was just too much controversy on it. I was like, I'm not going to do that. Like, I was just like, I'm not even going to get into it. And then again, like, I don't want to. Like, and then, I do have girls that come. So I treat women once it's been 3 months since their surgery. So I don't do it right after. So they have to have a minimum of 3 months from their last surgery.
They have to pretty much heal.
Yeah. So they have to heal, no open wounds, things like that. And then that's where I do corrective things. So like I have, you know, if someone came in and they got a little bit of a funky BBL or they didn't get their massages or things like that, I can go in.
You seen a botched BBL?
I've seen a couple, that I've had to fix. I'm like, damn.
Was it bad?
No, I don't think it was like horrible. I just wouldn't want my ass to look like that. You know what I mean? But luckily I was able to fix those things. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think I do it once they've gone through that healing process, and I do more of a corrective thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, versus that.
Oh, because I thought it was the fresh out and they need the massage.
They do. The lymphatic massages and drainage is what they're supposed to be getting, so they have to. Yeah. And then, like I said, some body sculptors do it. I don't know what side to believe, and at that point, I mean, I let that idea go a long time ago. I don't care.
Let them figure it out.
I don't offer it. Yeah. You do you, boo-boo. You know what I mean?
It's funny how there's shortcuts, right? Because even when I feel like 2020 really like was a rise of all these like, which is cool, which is dope, but like women picking up like their own business, whether it be lashes, nails, body sculpting, all of that, right? Which is cool. There's always gonna be the ones who do it the correct way, and then there's the ones that take like the
shortcut.
You know, the 2-hour class, and they're like, here's your certificate, and they're all like, boom,
right, and that's
certified.
The trainer I don't want to be. You know what I mean? No, it's my courses are going to be self-paced, so you do that shit on the comfort of your home. There's going to be quizzes involved. Like, I'm not making this easy for you. You need to retain the information, and then by the time we do the hands-on training, then there's room for questions. You know what I mean? But that's what I'm saying is I've had really shitty trainers before that gave me certificates, and there's a reason I kept going back to more until I found my magic one. And she has been a huge source of inspiration, and she still mentors me. You know what I mean? She mentors me now as an educator. So that's what's really cool is I loved her approach is because I did everything online. I was actually learning, not just here's a manual, giving your $2,500, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, no, you need to go and take the time, study the course. You're going to be, I didn't know there was quizzes. I was like, what the hell? I'm paying you money to take quizzes? Like, I want a certificate, you know? But I loved it. I loved it. And not only that, is she helped me every step of the way, you know what I mean, and was so supportive of me in my journey with it. And I just felt a genuine, a sincere want out of her to see her students succeed. And she wasn't the type to like hide secrets from her students. Like she would give her tips and tricks, like anything to make them just as successful as she is.
That's dope.
And I love that. And I'm like, I want to be that way. Like, because there's very few good trainers, like I said, who are doing this. There's people who do things for money. You know what I mean? I'm doing it with a purpose, you know? So ultimately, this is me stepping into my purpose, and I don't think it's over here.
Well, it's good though, because like I said, there's people who do it the right way, and then there's people who take the shortcuts. And with shortcuts comes mistakes. Right. It can be costly. Not to them, but I mean, them too, but
definitely
to their client.
You know, both like, ways.
Imagine if you're doing eyelashes and you fucking...
I used to get
put glue on the eye or some shit. You know what I mean?
Yes. So before, it's so funny. So funny story. So my ex, he used to hate when girls had their eyelashes done.
Really?
Yes, because because you have to be consistent with it, like every 2 weeks, and especially like we lived in Chula Vista and stuff, so we'd see girls with like lashes like half missing, half not, and he'd be like, I hate that shit. It looks like there's spiders.
Like chip nails.
Yeah, he's like, don't do that, you know. And I'm like, why? You know, I do them now. I fucking love lashes now, but it's so funny. I used to be scared on top of that, because I used to watch these videos of like girls doing their lashes and then their eyes getting stuck, and I'm like, oh heck no.
That's what I'm saying. That's the shortcut girl.
Yeah. And then I remember my cousin had started doing it, and she wanted me to be her model, and I was like, I'm gonna go blind. I was like, no, now I know I'm not scared. I freaking love my lashes, because first of all, I don't have time to fix my face in the morning, so I need to be able to like get up and just wash my face and go about my day.
Boom, like, let's go.
Yeah, and lashes, they're a difference. You know, you guys
they do make a huge difference.
Do with your bald ass lashes. My best friend was clowning on me one time. He's like, "What's your bald ass eyelashes?" I was like,
two different people.
Dick.
Like sometimes my wife will be doing the makeup. We're going somewhere, and I'll walk in and she's like half only. And I'm like, look, my two wives. Yeah.
I love all your personalities. Yeah.
You're both beautiful.
You're both in your own way.
This one's funny. This one's pretty.
You got the best of both worlds, right?
Yeah, that's funny.
Hey, I'm hella multifaceted, so I'm up there. Yeah. Like, I got 8 different personalities for sure.
That's good. You know what I mean? Guy's not gonna have to look for nobody else. You got all of you to deal with.
Which version do you want today? Yeah. Which one? You
want the crazy one?
You want the crazy? Or you want the sweet girl? You want the housewife? Which version, you know?
When you say you were in the how long was it?
I left him in 2022.
I mean, how many years together were you?
7.5.
Damn.
Yeah, living together.
That's tough. 7.5 years. Again, I'm gonna say this again. Props. A lot of people don't know how to leave. Like they get comfortable, and then they stick out a shitty relationship.
And at one point, I was that.
So like, props to being able to realize and be like, I gotta cut this. I gotta walk away, or however it happened. Props to you for that, because a lot of people, I think it's difficult.
Yeah, I mean,
especially if you live together, like.
Since I met him, this man just like claimed me right away. Like he's like, "Nah, you're mine." I met him when I was like 21, I think.
Oh, he swooped you. He said, "That's mine."
He said, "Yeah." Well, because I was 21, I had my own place in North Park. I was driving a Cadillac CTS. I was this blonde, and I had like a cute little body. You know what I mean? So he's like, this is mine right here. So I'm waiting for someone to come with that energy, but not be a loser. You know what I mean?
Oh, why you gotta do him like that?
Oh no, I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to throw shade. I meant in general, like now. You know what I mean? I wasn't trying to throw shade.
Was he your age too?
No, many years older than me. I think he's about 4 years older than me.
So he's
yeah, about 4 years older than me. It was definitely a learning relationship for me. It's the relationship where I discovered what I did and didn't want in somebody, you know, and definitely, like you said, for half of that relationship, I knew I wasn't supposed to be there.
Damn,
I knew it.
That's rough for 3.5 years.
But again, I thought to myself, how am I going to do it? It's San Diego. I can't live on my own. I can't afford it. I can't think. A lot of people are in relationships out of convenience.
That's crazy.
Not because it's love.
Even with dudes who like stay with girls they probably shouldn't, because it's like it's cheaper than child support, or it's cheaper than paying alimony and all that shit.
Right. So
the whole cheaper to keep her.
I know quite a few men like that. Unfortunately, and it breaks my heart because it's never going to be that. Like at some point, that road is going to end. It's not up to you. Yeah, when the kids this is 18. Not your person. And if you know this is not your person, you are only wasting your own time. And what people don't understand, again, that's where the healing comes in, is those experiences are what give us traumatic childhoods, because children are being raised in unhappy homes. So you can't show or be an example to your children of happiness if you're fucking miserable, and people don't understand, like, part of good parenting is loving yourself so you can teach that child how to love themselves. Yeah. But if not, then you're just repeating a cycle and keeping them never ending pattern. And that's where generational trauma comes into play. I know my parents did the same shit. Their parents before that did the same shit. Their parents before that did the same shit. They were all fucking toxic. And I'm like, you know what? No, it fucking stops here with me. I ain't doing this shit. My children are not going to live through what I had to see. I'm sorry. But definitely, especially people with kids. And even my dad, because he's also been that man who's cheaper to keep her type of thing, but he learned. And he always tells, my friends or any guys that I know that he talks to as well, that same advice. He goes, you know what, your number one thing, it should be making sure you're happy, because if your children see you miserable, you have no idea how much you're gonna fuck them up. You know what I mean? And he says it through experience. Facts. Like, I have trauma because I saw my dad being a player. I saw my dad, doing stuff and I didn't think it was affecting me as a child, but as an adult, it definitely affected my view on men. And that's where I'm saying I'm doing a foundation of healing now, so that way my kids never have to look at, hopefully they won't ever have to look at their dad like that, or me like that, or my mom put up with this, my mom stayed up with this, because that's why I said now every red flag, like, my friends are like, damn, just like that after that one thing. I said, fuck yeah. I go, I don't know where that came from, but he's hiding something. You know what I mean? I was like, there's some more demons in there, and I'm not gonna wait around to uncover them. That's because true. I did not waste. Let me take that back. I did not waste
7 years.
I experienced 7 years, and 3.5 of those years were an over experience where it should have been time out. But that was me not listening to my intuition. That was me living in fear, saying I can't do it on my own. I can't do it. What am I going to do? I'm never going to find anybody who loves me. I'm never going to, or loves me as much as he does. I'm never going to find somebody who makes me feel this way. And guess what? I got out of that relationship. And I mean, I'm not going to lie. Like, I was still kind of seeing him on and off once I moved out because of comfort. Yeah. Because I was used to him. But I got to a point.
A lot of girls go back to, like, I don't want to add a body.
Yes. That was part of it.
Spin the block real quick.
That was a big part of it. I'm not going to lie. That was a big part of it. Yeah. Because I didn't want to. And I'm not someone who sleeps around. I don't believe in casual sex. Yeah. So it's not, I'm a relationship girl. Like, I value my shit. This ain't for everyone. But it was that. And then, I realized, like, when I did see him, I didn't even want to kiss him sometimes. Like, I was like, damn, I really am not in love with him anymore. You know what I mean? And so once I fully cut it off, like, block everything, like, done, never again, not even talking as friends, a month later is when I met that person I told you that gave me that feeling. And I was like, and that feeling was stronger than I had ever in 7.5 years of somebody I had just met. So I was like, holy crap, God has been urging me to leave this man for so long so he can show me that there are men out there that are going to, or capable of giving me what I've been dreaming of.
I think of any type of, like, separation like that, like an injury, where just time heals it. Like, it sucks in the beginning. Like, when I had, like, fucked up my leg, like, I couldn't walk for 6 weeks. But there was times when I was like, okay, I could put more weight on it. Like, yeah, those 4 weeks sucked, but now I can put a little bit more weight on my foot. Okay, look at me now. I can walk without my crutches. Okay, look at, like, now I'm able to do more. Like, it sucks in the beginning, for sure. But after a while, like, your body heals, or, in this case, like, your heart or whatever. But just time is going to heal it. It's going to suck. But to say, like, oh, there's nothing better out there, like, that's crazy. Especially when, like, the person sucks. It's like, you don't think there's better than that? For real?
Again, that's just because we're living in fear.
That's crazy to me.
Fear of the unknown. You know what I mean? And once we learn to tap into our higher selves and just truly be present with where we are and stop putting so many expectations or outcomes on outcomes with people or things in life, like once I realized to let go of control of the outcome, I was able to receive more. Like I was almost at a point where I was blocking my own blessings. Not almost, I was blocking my own blessings because I was staying stuck instead of being bold and taking those chances on myself. And whenever I do take a chance on myself, guess what happens? More blessings. You know what I mean? Like I was telling you, like I was being stuck and I finally decided, okay, I'm going to start, marketing more and doing more stuff for my business and try to get out of that. And then you hit me up about the podcast. So I was like, but all it was me changing my mindset. Yeah. So once I changed my mindset, like, no, I got this. I need to stop being scared. Like, why am I not launching these courses? I have the certification already. Why am I not launching them? And it's because I'm scared because I know it's going to come with more work. You know what I mean? And I'm like, do I have time for that? I'm not focused like that. And I started doing all these things. And that's me living in fear and just going round and round. I'm like, girl, shut the hell up and get to work. You know what I mean? Like, you've been wanting this for how long? And then I started remembering my why. Once I started remembering my why, that's what motivated me. And then when I did it, it's literally the same day that I switched that mindset was when you messaged me saying like, oh, come on to the body. I was like, oh my God. I was like, this is cool. Like, all right, I gotta see you.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's a good way of thinking it because we do block our own blessings for sure. Mm-hmm. With the self-doubt, like I deal with that shit all the time, the imposter syndrome and shit like that. Yeah. I deal with it all the time. Thankfully, my wife is there for always to like balance me. Mm-hmm. She's like a good she brings me back to where I need to be. Yeah. So I definitely appreciate her for that, but I know what you mean. It's difficult. It's hard out here. Mm-hmm. Which I feel bad for people who are single and trying to date these days.
Everybody.
I've been with my girl for almost 10 years, so the horror stories I hear from like both men and women, I'm like, I just had recently two people that I had on the podcast try to do like a date or whatever, and it's like
wait, each other.
Yeah, and so it didn't work out. But it's like you heard his episode, he heard yours, and you thought like that's like
that was gonna work out. Like y'all knew y'all were toxic, and you went into it anyways. Yeah. No, I don't.
I just feel like some people reach an age where their expectations are high. Mm-hmm. And they're on the kind of like you were like, I don't want no more bullshit. Like I see one red flag and I'm done. And coming from like from your side, like a woman, you're all like, whatever the red flag was, like you thought, oh, he's hiding something, right? Mm-hmm. So I was trying to tell the girl, I was like, you gotta understand, because she's like, oh, he won't plan a date, he won't plan a dinner, he won't blah, blah, blah. And it's like, okay, but like as a single guy, like at one point we get tired of taking girls on a first date and spending money.
I'm sorry, but if you're her, he's gonna do it.
Huh?
If you're her, he's gonna do it. If he feels strongly enough about you,
yes.
Men are not stupid. Women just believe when they play dumb. But I'm sorry, men naturally know who and what they want, and they typically know within the first few dates if you're the type of woman they want to marry. Yeah. Now, if you're not and you're just a pastime, you can't expect him to put that effort into you. Why?
But at the same time, imagine getting nagged and you haven't even gone on a date. A guy's gonna be like, oh fuck, dude, like that might be a headache. And I'm thinking, I'm putting myself in that situation. I'd be like, fuck, do I want to like look at all like demanding it? This I was like, we just met. Like that's too much off the rip. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm thinking like I would definitely be hesitant. Like, I don't know if I want to do that. That's too much. Like,
so what was it like? They were texting and then she was like demanding a date, or like what
kind of like he wouldn't plan a date, or he'd be like, let's just chill, and she's like, no, what the fuck? Like I want to go on a date, like plan a dinner, like tell me what time to be ready and shit.
And you think that as a man who's genuinely interested in a woman that they see a future with, that he wouldn't plan a date?
No, he definitely, yeah. If a guy tells you to come over,
I'm sorry, that's the first red flag.
if a guy tells you to like come over and chill and let's smoke, that's like Netflix and chill. Like he's trying to. I'm sorry.
We all know what he's trying to do, but again, that's her. Like you knew, and the fact that if a man is not putting that effort in to pursue, but I'm sorry, men know because of the type of woman I am, they literally have to hit me up and say, are you available this evening? You know, or at this time? Yes, I am. Okay, cool. And then send me a screenshot of the reservation.
Damn.
Like that, because I hold myself to that standard, because I do love myself and I expect anybody I'm being with. Again, I'm not out here dating pointlessly. I don't Netflix and chill. Okay, I don't do that. I will with my man as many times as he wants to. And don't get me wrong.
Which is funny because after hearing her experience, because she was the one communicating that to me, thinking back when our first date with my girl, she was like, I was like, what are you doing Friday? And she's like, I'm gonna go out with my friends. I was like, okay, but let's get dinner before you go out. I'll make sure you're back in time so you can still go out.
Okay, damn. Yeah. And you were respecting her as an individual. Green flag.
And she was
Green
like,
flag.
Oh. And I remember she told her best friend, she was just like,
I would have been like, fuck you guys, I'm gonna kick it with him all night.
So I took her out. We went on a date. We had dinner. She was back in time to go get ready to go out.
Damn, I love that.
Because I really wanted to go on a date with her.
Right, because you wanted to date her.
Yeah.
But if a man doesn't want to date a woman,
he'll be like, oh, let me know when you're free or something.
Yeah, he'll be like, oh, well, we should hang out. Like, I fucking can't stand it when guys get in my DMs. Oh, so when am I going to see you? Every day on Instagram, motherfucker. You see watch my story. You watch my stories. Yeah. You know what I mean? And like, I'm a smart ass like that too. So I be answering guys like that. Sometimes I'm like, no, I don't mean, but no, I'm gonna cut the bullshit.
Yeah.
My husband is not gonna come to me in that energy. My husband is gonna be like, yo, I'll pick you up at this time. Like, pick me up with some class and a plan. Because again, what is a turn on for me as a man I feel safe around is, can I trust you to do all these things? Can I trust you to make me feel valued, to feel important? You know, and if you're just doing things lazily, I'm not that fucking important to you. So why would I trust you? Why would I want to be with someone who's not putting in the effort that I put into myself? Yeah. I take myself out on dates. All the time. I go sit at restaurants
solo
alone.
Dates?
Yeah. I go sit at restaurants alone. I go to brunch by myself. I'll go to church. I'll go to brunch. And then I'll go enjoy a few cocktails by the beach, chilling, put my toes in the sand. Like, I do that myself. I'll buy myself flowers. I do. Yeah. You think it's funny, but to me, like, I love that shit.
It's
like,
good.
It's good. Yeah. I have to appreciate myself. And that's what I'm saying is, like, people can't expect for people to love them properly if they don't love themselves properly. So I'm setting an example to myself in my subconscious, showing myself what I deserve. And I wasn't always like this. I used to be embarrassed to go eat by myself. You know what I mean? I had to learn to be that way.
Very like satisfying, and
it is.
Anything that's like your time, like you time, where you can just talk to the realest one you know, yourself.
Right. I've been talking to myself all the time. I don't care if I act crazy. I know some people look at me. I'm like, what? we was having a great time before you looked at me all crazy like that. And by we, I mean I.
One day, I think my wife was out of town. She wasn't here, and after a haircut, I was like, I'm gonna go get dinner, and I went to Karina's. And she's like, "Are you going to Karina's?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna get some like a plate or whatever, right?" And I sat down and I was really enjoying just being on myself on my phone, like, you know, just enjoying the basic ass dinner they have there. And then the waitress ended up knowing her, and she kept like talking, like coming around talking. I'm like, it was a mistake. I should just.
I'm not coming to fucking Karina's again. No more solo dates to Karina.
I'm just going home. Like, what the fuck?
Fucking fry my own fish. Fuck this shit.
At one point she sat down because I've known her. I was like, bro.
Well, because the whole point is you wanted to enjoy time with yourself.
Yeah. So then I had to throw out a little awkward comment, you know, because I knew she had got divorced, and I was like, "How's your husband?" And she's like, "Oh, I was like, yeah, go cry about that."
Oh my God, you're much.
Go figure that shit out.
you should go get it there.
Yeah. Go figure out why you're not worthy. Come on, let's go.
Damn, I would have spit in your food.
It was just annoying, like,
well, yeah,
trying to be by myself.
You had an intention.
Yeah.
I'm trying to enjoy myself. You got a wife.
You're gonna get tipped to relax.
For my rude comment.
Yeah, solo dates are dope.
I love it. I have never enjoyed being with myself as much as I do now, and especially like I live alone. I fucking love it. I love.
You live downtown?
I do. Yeah.
In the Thought Towers or what?
Not in the Thought Towers. No, not.
You know where they are, right?
The pinnacle ones, right? Yeah. No, I don't live in the Thought Towers. I almost thought about it, but I seen how bad the reviews were.
So a lot of like noise.
And I'm like, no, and I'm not a thoughtie. I shouldn't have associated myself.
One day I ended up in one of those buildings in downtown, and there was like this huge apartment with like wraparound balcony, and it was just like this random white dude who lived there, and he's like, Yeah, I'm just enjoying it. I got evicted. It's like my last like weekend or something. And I was like, why you kick you out? He's like, I don't know. They complained that I have too many parties. As he's saying that, there's like 40 people in there. I was like, yeah, I can see why they're kicking you out, bro.
See, I like mine. Mine is a mixture. Like, I think there's like a lot of young professionals in there, and there's not a lot of kids, which I fucking love it. And people in my place definitely party, but they usually go out. Like, I usually run into them when they're drunk in the elevator. Like, you know what I mean? But they're going home or like whatever it is. But other than that, I don't have that crazy issue. I mean, sometimes like people will invite their friends over to the pool, and I'm like, I could tell you motherfuckers don't live here. Like, you need to go somewhere. Yeah. This is my house.
Do you like living down there?
I love it.
It's not too busy for you?
No, I live really close to the freeway. Okay. Like literally, yeah. So it's really easy for me to get everywhere. So like even here, I think it took me like 14 minutes. You know, because it's easy to get on. I hate leaving my house though.
You hate leaving your house?
I hate leaving. Like, I hate leaving downtown. It's just like, I used to hate going to downtown when I didn't live there. Yeah. And now I hate leaving because it's such a hassle because I live on the 14th floor. So
that's what I mean.
Yeah. So I love that. Yeah, but then it's like, to go in the elevator, sometimes when the elevator is broken or there's too many people riding it at the same time. Yeah. Like in the mornings, like during rush hour, like those things are packed. Luckily, I work from home. Okay. So I don't have to deal with that. So that's why I'm like, I don't want to leave. Like, and then I have to get my car out of the garage. Like, that's fucking
It's like a pain in the ass.
Yeah. So I'd rather not.
That's the inconvenience, I think. Because I've like joked with her. I was like, babe, let's move downtown. She's like, yeah, right. And I was like, you're right. Because what if I forget my wallet in the car? I got to go fucking take a mean ass elevator all the way to the fucking parking garage or like bringing up groceries. Like bringing groceries here is already like an annoying task. Thing, yeah. Now imagine on the 14th level.
I grocery shop in portions.
Oh, okay.
So like I'll get a few things like on Monday and then I'll go again like on Thursday. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
we really hit Costco and we even got little carts to roll them in here. Like I was like, I don't think I'd want to do that in downtown.
Oh, it's a bitch. Yeah, and I have a big wagon too if I want to. I'm just too lazy to pull it out. I'm that person. I'm like, fuck that. I'll carry all 10 bags right here. no second.
Fuck trips. The convenience of a wagon.
Yeah, fuck that shit. I got this. I lift. I'm all right.
I was gonna. You were recently on vacations, right? I see you travel often.
I take a lot of trips. I go to LA a lot. Okay. So I'll take like a lot of little weekend trips. The last thing I didn't go on vacation. I haven't been on vacation. Fuck.
It's been a while?
Yeah. Oh. You might have seen one of my reels?
Maybe, probably. I think,
that was just since the beginning of the year.
Okay, all right.
So that's like Long Beach, Malibu, Laguna Beach.
Like little day trips.
Yeah, like weekend trips.
Oh, weekend trips.
Yeah. Okay. I like to go and like stay at fancy hotels and hang out by the pool and then go to like expensive dinners.
By yourself?
Usually I'll meet friends or friends will go with me. Yeah, typically. I haven't done one by myself. I probably should. I'm thinking of taking a trip in December because my birthday's in December. Mm-hmm. A solo one because I have a fairly large credit with Delta Airlines that I actually have to book before October.
Why do you have such a large credit?
Because I was supposed to go to the Dominican Republic in January.
This January
for my 30th birthday, but unfortunately, my cousin passed away.
I'm sorry.
The week I was supposed to go. That was pretty heartbreaking, and I just mentally like was not in a good headspace, and I wasn't going to enjoy myself. Yeah. So, and I just had like a lot of other things going on too. I was like, it's not the time. It's not the time for me to travel. I'm not going to enjoy it. I'm not going to be present. Yeah. So I rather just reschedule it, and it's really hard because like some people are like they either can't afford to travel or they flake or they have other trips coming, so it's really hard for me to coordinate with people to actually go somewhere, and there's not many people I want to travel with.
It's hard getting out of the group chat for sure.
Yeah, like there's not many, but there's also not many people I want to travel with. Like there's only certain types of people I want to travel with. I'm not trying to travel with the people who are crazy partying all the time too.
Unless that's what you're going for.
Right. Yeah. But I want the first couple of days, let's do that. But also can we go on a fucking hike? Also, can we go do some meditation? Also, can we go and sightsee? And you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. We've traveled with like all our friends that are couple. Mm-hmm. We've traveled with each one. We've gone together, big group, and then we've gone with like individuals.
And how's that?
It's different experience every time.
Every time, right? Because you have different personalities. Some are planners, some sleep in, some don't. And it's just like, that seems frustrating. I'm like, I want to do what the fuck I want to do. Like, that's what I want to do, you know? If I want to get up and just lay on the beach all day, I'm going to do that. Like, if I don't, I used to be that crazy person, like I said, that does like strict schedules and planning, and I kind of used to be that person, but now I'm like, no, like be present, enjoy it for what it is. I'm coming out here to forget organizing all. I'm trying to just fucking live free with my booty cheeks dumped in the sand, little handprint or something, for real. Some fucking pineapples. Little coconuts.
No photo shoot in the beach.
Yes, exactly. I came out here to enjoy my life and IG pictures.
Have to.
So I can stunt on the gram. All right. Just depending. I think one of my other girlfriends, we were talking about going to Cancun. Because I had only gone to Cancun and Tulum I had only vacationed with my ex. So that's the only person I've ever vacationed with. And they usually weren't great vacations.
Really?
Yeah.
That sucks.
I had a great time.
Oh, you didn't.
I think. There was just always something.
Oh, there was
always something.
A little fuss or something?
Always something, yeah.
That sucks.
Always something, yeah. We just weren't on the same vibe.
I always think because you went through 7 years and then you broke up, but you've had these travel memories and you probably have a picture or whatever.
I have a lot, yeah.
So we have our pictures of everywhere we travel. We buy a frame there and we put it in our living room. Mm-hmm. And I think people who break up or something, and it's just great. Now you have this memory, but it's attached to somebody, you know what I mean? But if you go by yourself, it's you went by yourself, you know. I don't know. It's something cool about going somewhere for the first time with your person.
Yeah, it is. You know especially when it's harmonious.
You do that and you're and then it doesn't work out, you're like, bah.
There goes another trauma memory in here. But that's why me and my friend were talking about going to Cancun. Because she has never been. Oh. And I was like, well, when I went last time, I didn't enjoy it. And she's like, well, fuck it, let's go. Because I told her she knew my ex. So I was like, yeah, I went with so-and-so. And she's like, oh, you want to do a redo? I said, fuck yeah.
Probably be better single.
Oh, yeah. Especially Cancun. Yeah. Because I was like, yeah. So Tulum was good because we've gone to Tulum a few times and I went with my ex. That's definitely couples vibes. But once we got to Cancun, and again, I had been
a party scene.
Yeah, again, I had already known for a minute I shouldn't have been there, and I'm like, fuck, I wish I came single. All these
wandering eye.
I tried not to. I tried not to. Yeah.
Respectfully.
No, I'm a very loyal person, so once I got to that point where I knew, if I can look at another guy, I'm like, okay, I'm not into you. You know what I mean? I know, that's how I know I'm not into somebody. Because I'm that type of person that, I'm sorry, I talk to one person at a time. I try my best to, and I've tried talking to a couple people at a time. It just doesn't sit right with me. I can't, because everything I do it with the passion. You know what I mean? So I want to pour my all into this person. I don't want, if I'm giving them an opportunity, it's because I see potential in it, right? Why am I going to half-ass this? Why am I not going to put my all into this and getting to know him and really dating him and really appreciating him? Because when you're dating multiple people, you're easily distracted. And that's why there's so many situationships these days. It's because everyone's fucking distracted with everybody. Yeah. You know what I mean?
A lot of distractions.
Instead of focusing and actually giving that relationship the opportunity to bloom. The grass ain't greener over there. It's greener where you water it, homie.
The hoes are going to be mad at you.
Right. But hey, that's the type of man I'm trying to entertain. And the only man that needs me is someone who can appreciate that I'm like that too. And, that's why I say I'll also cut off pretty quickly too, because I don't want to get too much feelings. So once I know I'm getting feelings and I see a red flag, I have to pull my energy back. Because if not, I'm going to get hurt. You know what I mean? But if there is someone who has the hey, we're just going to talk us. Because a lot of guys think, oh, if I'm just talking to one girl at a time, that means I have to be in a relationship. No, it doesn't. It means you are respecting the person that you're entertaining, their time and their emotions. That's what you're doing. You're respecting them.
I think these days, though, it's hard for a guy to truly think that, because it's the whole thing, I'm definitely not the only guy she's spending time with. So why is she going to be the only girl? So you guys are kind of at the same time, fucking it up unknowingly. You know what I mean? He's assuming you have multiple, and then you might assume he has. So you don't even give it a fair shot because...
Right. And you run.
Yeah, and you run.
That's it. And that's how things don't come to completion. You know what I mean? Is
the hookup culture is crazy these days.
That's unhealed people. That's people who don't know who they are and what they want. Those are insecure people. Because if you are a secure person, you're going to show up correctly for that other person. And that other person is going to show up correctly for you. And I don't need to be dealing with an insecure man. I'm sorry. But if you are entertaining multiple women, that tells me that you need validation from women to feel like a man. And that's not the type of man that's going to be my husband. The type of man that's going to be my husband is someone who's secure with themselves, who knows what they bring to the table, who knows they can easily pull this bitch, that bitch, and that bitch, but they choose not to. Because they know that sharing themselves with somebody, they're going to get a woman that's valuable, who brings something for them. Not someone who just fucking lays on her back and pops out babies. I'm sorry. Yeah. I can do that too. And I'm sorry, but I'm a businesswoman. I get housewifey. Like, I make the lunches. I cook dinner. Dinner's ready. I do all of, oh, fuck yeah, I can cook. I cook so well. I can grill. Like, everything. Make birria, guachiles, tri-tip, you name it, you know. I love being wifey. Like, I love doing shit for my guy. I spoil men. Like, I love being an act of service. That's one of my love languages, like, is acts of service. So, like, I'll do little things, like, whether it's, you know, just even if it's getting like his favorite thing that I saw, or like something of his favorite team, or like seen it at the store, or making food, making dinner for him, massaging, things like that, you know, setting up. Like, I've, like, with my ex, I used to plan romantic dates, and like I remember there was a few times where, like, at my house, like, I would, especially like on our anniversaries and Valentine's, I would like almost romance him like a woman. Like, I would get flowers and I would put roses all over the house, leaving a trail from the door. And then, like, I remember this one time when I think it was our first, like, yeah, I think it was our first year together. And I continued to do that through the relationship too. But I made a little fort in the living room. So with blankets and pillows, and there was roses all over. There was candles. It was dark when he came home from work, so all he seen was candles. And he was like, "What the fuck is going on?"
So the light went out.
Yeah, and he saw all of this. And then I came out from the bathroom and
a little sunshine,
some lingerie and a little robe, you know. And he was just like, heels. He's like, damn. And he was like, oh shit. He's like, yeah, this is mine. But I love doing shit like that because honestly, like, I'm someone who was raised by a man. Like, my dad raised me, and you know, my best friend is a guy too. So I understand. Like, I feel like I understand men differently. And I empathize with them more because I feel like there's a lot of pressure on men to uphold this masculinity. And a lot of people think, oh, like, guys don't give a fuck about those things. Guys don't need to be, you know, romance like that. No, ultimately what guys need from us women is respect and to be appreciated. Because you guys don't have what us women do. We have each other. Like, girls, we have each other. We can go talk to each other. We can be open. We can distress. We can find ways to heal. We're more motivated to heal because men have been in this culture, you know, have been taught to suppress their feelings, have been told, just put up with it. Shut up. If not, you know, like, just keep it moving. Keep it moving. Yeah. Yeah. And that's not the way. That's not someone who's in his healthy masculinity. That's someone who's damaged. That's someone who's hurt, you know, so who's living in his ego, where I think but it's also our job as women is, like, women put demands on men that are, again, unrealistic. Like, you were talking about that girl, like, right off the bat, she wants him to plan dates, she wants him to do all of this. Well, did you ever think of maybe showing him how you are and, like, who you are, and then giving him that freedom to decide if this is what he wants? You know what I mean? Like, there's so many things.
Consideration.
No, and it's like, and then women want men who, like, have all this money, who, again, plan all the dates, to do all these other crazy things. Well, what are you doing? What are you bringing? What are you doing for him? What are you motivating for him? What, it's because you got your ass done and a flat stomach? You think you're worth that? I'm sorry, honey, no. What I bring substance. I bring awareness. I bring healing. I think my energy, especially when I'm in my loving energy, and I share that. That's healing to people. You know what I mean? Because I know what it's like when I receive loving energy. Yeah. It heals me. Like I said, I would act like a little girl with that one guy. That's healing the little girl in me. You know what I mean? Because I feel safe, and I never felt that before. And I also did that for him, and he had never felt safe before, and very much somebody still in his ego. But he's now conscious of it. You know what I mean? Like, he now is like, wow, you made me see shit way differently, and it just happens to be true, you know? Like I said, I'm very intuitive, and I think that you have to be able to offer a man a lot more. Again,
than cheeks.
then cheeks, then an attitude, then toxica because you think it's cute. You know what I mean? Like go heal yourself, go make your own bag, and then like that man is going to come to you. Like that's why I say like I'm not done healing, and as much as I want to be a wife, as much as I wish I could just have my soulmate tomorrow, I understand everybody's on their own timelines. Everybody's going through their different shit, and a lot of women want it now, and they're asking for a man to have all these things, but are you the woman who is aligned with that? Are you the woman who deserves that? Are you the woman who brings just as much as that? And so...
See, it's different coming from you, because when guys say it, we're like, not me because I don't say it, but like, you know, when guys say it, they're like pieces of shit, or what is it called? Toxic masculinity. How dare you ask a woman, you know what I mean? But men have to put up with like this checklist that women have. It's like sometimes unrealistic.
It's very unrealistic because it's a partnership. It's a partnership. And I think, like, again, I didn't see things that way. I wanted my ex to be all these other things, but I'm not even that version of the self I need to be for him. So how am I going to ask to have this patient, this gentle, this faithful, this loyal man that makes me feel safe, who's secure in his masculinity, if I'm not secure in my femininity yet? I'm still learning. I'm still healing. And recently I discovered, like, am I even ready for the husband I'm asking for? And I'm not. So
probably just fuck it up.
I will. You know what I mean? And it's if you rush things. It's not that I will. It's if you rush things. Timing is everything. And I think that the universe brings people together and pulls them apart and sometimes brings them back together.
Oh, you think so?
Oh, absolutely. For reasons, but it's for if you're separated and it's not toxic, and I'm not talking about like crazy shit where you're cheating, done beat on each other, fucking stole cars. No, that shit. That was a fucking red flag from the get-go. You should have done that. Kind of shit. No. Like that, no.
Yeah, he used to beat me, but loves me now.
Oh, hell no. No, it's just going through those cycles and making sure that you dish out what you're asking for. Mm-hmm. That's very important. And I know, like I said, being raised by men, like what men truly desire of that. And I'm working every single day so that way my husband could probably say, like, my girl got me. I got the best one here. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's between him and I. But I also have to become that version. I'm not done with my career. If I were to get into a relationship right now,
be no time.
I wouldn't have time. Something would be off balance. And that's not what God wants for me right now. So that's why I'm like, okay, I'm done dating. I'm not dating. I'm celibate. Been celibate. You know what I mean? I'm gonna wait until I find my person.
It's gonna happen like randomly. Like I was telling you about the girl who does the breath work. Mm-hmm. She was like literally like a month or two or weeks from moving to India to continue the breath work, like to go do classes out there.
What's her name again?
Gavindi.
Okay.
She was ready to leave, and then. Like a couple of weeks later, I was like, "Hey, how you doing?" She's like, "Good." Boom, she got a man. I was like, "Oh, good for her. She found some." Even though, boom, she got married. Boom, she had a kid. And I was like, "Yo!"
No way.
I was like, "You was ready to move, like." And she was saying, "I was like, hey, what if you meet somebody?" She's like, "If I meet somebody, you know, like, I don't know, I'll cross that bridge when I get there." And boom, she like a whole family, like overnight when she was ready just to dip. She was ready to leave. She already had like plans to go out there and work out there and do her breath work and had already clients lined up. And then life was like, nah, fam, here's a man and a kid.
This is what you're supposed to have. But ultimately, like, she got into that because she had to do a lot of healing work. So she had to become the best version of herself. So when she was the best version of herself, God said, here you go. Yeah. Now you're ready. You know what I mean? And ultimately, like I said, I would love to have a man. But I know myself. I overgive. I will indulge in that man. I will put that man on a pedestal. I will give him all my energy. And that's why I have to be very selective with who I date and who I give my energy to. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's because I know I fall. Like, you know. And it's a good thing because I'm vulnerable. I go with my emotions. I never let guys wonder. I don't do that avoidant shit. Like if I have an issue, I'm going to bring it to your attention. I'm going to tell you, look, I didn't really like how this was handled. This is the way it makes me feel, and it's making me feel like I can't trust you.
A lot of guys be like, whoa, she's crazy.
You think guys would be like, she's crazy?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think men know how to react to that kind of like
It's actually very mature, and I've gotten really
no,
good feedback.
100%. It's extremely mature.
Yeah.
And like, so, but a lot of guys who aren't ready for maturity, they're gonna be like, oh.
But that's where I walk away.
Yeah.
So that's where I know I'm like, are you capable of giving me this? Like legit, the last red flag I walked away from, fucking awesome. He was a lawyer, everything. I had everything on paper. I'm like, oh, like, and we had so much in common. And he was giving me the impression that he was healed. The impression.
Yeah.
Like, all right, god damn it. Like, you know what I mean? But then I started noting I'm getting more feelings. Why do I care? What is that? So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna break it down for him. I'm like, you did this, this, and this. I go, what is the deal? Like, are you serious about this? Or, you know, he's like, I just have this, I have work. I'm like, those sound like excuses to me. I go, so I'm no longer going to be giving you my energy for free. I go,
gotta pay.
This is not what I'm looking for. I go, so your lack of an answer is an answer to me. So I'm sorry, but I don't want to talk to you anymore. And then just unfollow, and that's it. And that's
it was
how
easy for him to unfollow too. Like,
I made him unfollow. I did it.
No, I'm saying, was it when he
kept writing me paragraphs, but I mean,
oh, okay.
Yeah, no. The thing is, like you said, it's the unhealed, it's the ego. They're living in their ego, and it's hard, and it's triggering to them because they're just like, what the fuck? I've never dealt with this. Like, it's hard to handle this. I've had men tell me, especially the last few guys I have entertained, like, dude, like, the way you handle shit, you're so upfront, like, you're so honest.
But it's dope though.
I'm like, well, what do you want? Can you read my mind? No. Can you? No. So how are you gonna know how to treat me if I don't tell you what I expect? Mm-hmm. And if I have to tell you what I expect, that means you ain't giving me the way I deserve to be treated. And at that point, that's my decision. Am I gonna keep this going and figure it out if there's more, or am I gonna walk away? And time is money, baby. I'm gonna walk the fuck away. Yeah. If you ain't giving me what I deserve. I'm just at that point in my life. I done wasted my time. I've been toxic. I've done all those things before. I am no longer interested in draining my energy. I need someone who uplifts me, who makes me feel safe. And that's the most important thing to me. Yeah. So fuck a checklist. Baby, I'm an entrepreneur. We can make some money together. Yeah. You know what I mean? Let's boss up together. Yeah. I don't need a man to have all that shit. Just have a stable job. Just have a good job. Just have a good job with some benefits and a 401k. That's cool. I don't even know how much you make. You know what I mean? Some guys gonna
be like, damn, she wants way too much.
Yeah, like, no, just yeah, I know a few guys that's too much.
Oh, that's a lot.
I just expect you to be an adult.
I have to have
know how to wipe your own ass. That's all I ask. Know how to wipe your own ass. Yeah. And be a healthy person, like just a healthy soul. You know what I mean? So
that's tough. Mm-hmm. It's tough out here.
It is. But that's why I just sit here and mind my business and make my money.
Mm-hmm. I saw you did a photo shoot recently. I was like, all right, girl.
Oh, yeah. I love my photo shoots. That's my little lingerie one.
You did that for like
It was for my birthday, actually. So it was a while ago. I had just didn't post all the pictures. And I was going through them, and I was like, damn, girl, you look good. And I was like, get that shit on there. It's because when I took them, I was embarrassed to post them.
Why?
I was just insecure. I don't know why.
Oh, okay.
And that I didn't want my ass on the ground where to look like a thotty. You know what I mean? So I was like, fuck.
Sometimes you got thotty up.
No, but I feel like mine are tasteful. Like I'm wearing a blazer and I have my lingerie. You know what I mean? Like I give you little side views and stuff right there. Get a little sneak peek.
Just a little.
If you want to unwrap this present, sir, there's expectations.
If you want to unwrap it, hit the link in the bio.
Oh, hell no. This ain't no OnlyFans shit. Fuck no. If you want to unwrap this, it's going to take a lot more than just fucking drooling over my pictures, all right? Then sliding in my DMs. You're going to have to be like, hey, what are you doing Friday? All right, cool. I made a reservation.
Did you get some DMs because of those pictures?
Oh, I mean, I could DM those.
Oh, my God. I was unfamiliar.
I don't open most of them. When I'm bored, every once in a while, I will.
Like go through them, see what's in there?
Every once in a while. Sometimes I don't notice shit. I'm like, oh, damn, he was cute. And then I remember, what was it? I think it was like 2 weeks ago. I was going through my hidden messages. Because guys are fucking weird. Like, guys would like go and message you, but not follow you. Like, you're dude. What the fuck? Yeah. Right. Like, I have a lot of guys that like, they'll jump in my DMs. Like, I don't know how they find me. I have no idea how they find me. But they'll like watch all my stories and like reply to my stories. I'm like, where the fuck did you get me from? Like, and I remember it was a couple weeks ago I saw, and I went to my hidden. There's fine ass guy. And he sent it last October.
Oh, you're late.
I was like, damn. I was like, yeah, I can't reply now.
Married now?
I know, he's not married, gotta go pregnant. Shit. Could
have been yours.
Don't ruin my motherfucking chances. Yeah. But I was like, that's just how, like, I know where I am a bit. Like, I just, again, it's also not my focus. You know what I mean? Like, I know what I want. I know I'm looking for a specific thing. I don't think my husband is just going to be someone that's going to slide him. And who knows? Maybe he is someone that slides in my DMs. You know what I mean? But
nah, he's at Trader Joe's or I think Trader Joe's is a good spot.
No, I hope he's healing.
Barnes and Noble.
I hope he's healing. I hope he's reading a book. I hope he's reading a book. I hope he's reading the self-help.
You guys are going to bump into each other leaving the therapist.
I hope so. Because I don't need a man who's healed, but I do want a man who's aware that he needs healing and that is working towards it. Because it's not easy. You know, it's really, really not. And as long as he's aware and is at least doing some work for that.
And has a job.
Yes. That's very important. And doesn't live with their mom.
Oh.
Doesn't live with their mom.
That's tough. Roommates? You'll see a past roommate? Yeah.
Yeah.
By roommate, I mean his wife. You know what
I mean? I don't know. Because I'm not going to lie, I did turn down. I told this guy who actually is like fucking ready for marriage. He's like, I'm ready. Like, he's like, I'm not waiting past 2025 to have a baby. I was like, oh shit. I was like,
it's only a few months.
He's like, I'll give you a year. And I was like, what? I was like, what? I want to travel and make memories on balconies the first year together and not be talking about having a baby. Like, you know, like I'm trying to make some money and travel with my man, at least for the first year or two. And then go ahead. Like, let's do this thing, you know? Yeah. But yeah, like, I forgot what we were saying.
You turned him away because he lives with moms?
Oh, no. He doesn't live with his mom. He had roommates. He's like in the Marines, but he owns a house in Florida. Oh, stop. Yeah, that was already red flag. But
you said Marines, right?
Yeah, he's like a chief or whatever. But he owns a house in Florida. Stop. But that's not the thing that made me stop. Is when he told me he had roommates, and then not only that, but it was a girl, and I was like, oh, that's not gonna work for me. And he's like, really? Like you wouldn't trust me?
The
like,
military part didn't?
And I was like, no, it's not gonna work for me. I go, and then he's like, well, our lease is up in March, and he goes, and if me and you work out, like, I'll change the living situation. Like, I'll make sure to change it. I won't
March
stay.
of this year? Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I was like, no. I was like, at the end of the day, like, I am not gonna be okay with my man living with other women. Like, well, they have boyfriends. Like, I don't give a fuck. Yeah. I know how so many couples that fuck each other. All right. Like, I know married men. I know people with babies. I know people with girls pregnant and they're out here in the streets fucking people. All right. Yeah. Like, that don't mean shit. Yeah. That don't mean shit to me. Damn. You know what I mean? So I'm like, no. I just rather not put myself in that situation. And again, this is where, and he's like, seriously, so you're not even going to give us a chance? I'm like, no. Like, I don't. Why am I going to set myself up for failure?
What do you say to if a guy says, oh, well, you have a guy best friend? How can I trust that?
Oh, the thing about my guy best friend is him and I, like, for one, I haven't seen my guy best friend since December. We just talk on FaceTime. No, we talk on FaceTime. He's a parent. Oh, okay. Yeah, he's a parent, and then he works, like, overnight. Like, it's just hard for us to get together. But we're always one call away. You know what I mean? So we FaceTime a lot. That thing is, so with my ex, and this is how I knew my ex wasn't it, because, like, I know my ex is really insecure about him. He was a huge problem. Like, but
he didn't like him?
No, they loved each other, but the thing is, he was jealous of him because I had respect for my guy best friend and not so much for him. You know what I mean? But again, my guy best friend never done broke my heart. You know what I mean?
Was it like respect as in you won't stop talking to him for me, or?
It was just like I respected him more than him. Like I put him on a pedestal versus who I should have been. But that's how I know you're not for me. You know what I mean? And we always used to choose each other, him too, both ways. We've been best friends since we were like 14, 15. So we would choose each other and nothing romantic, you know, at all. So that was a problem before, where now, you know, if me being sincerely in love with somebody, like my husband is my number one. If my man is uncomfortable, like I'm not going to say like, I will stop hanging out with him. I can't say I'm going to end the friendship, because then that's toxic insecurity. Because it's like, no, there's no reason for that. You know, or if he's just like, hey, you know what? I only want you hanging out with him when I'm there. Yeah. Okay. All right.
That makes sense.
Make you feel comfortable. Why am I going to make you feel insecure? You know what I mean? Like, that's fine. Anything. I don't need my man to feel insecure. My man needs to trust me. And if that's what he wants, okay, daddy. Done.
And done. Yeah.
And done.
That's dope. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, I mean, because, you know, guys will hit you with like, well, you got a guy best friend and you got a problem with me having a girl best friend or a girl.
I don't have a problem with guys having girl best friends. I do have a problem if it's like too much of a closeness. Again, it's only because me and my best friend are adults now, and I know what it's like when you actually are in love with somebody and the respect you need to give them. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm not going to be expecting them to be still having sleepovers and shit. That's even weird. Though no, I mean, me and my old best friend, we used to have like sleepovers, but we wouldn't sleep together.
Single?
Like, when we were single, yeah, we used to have
single.
Right. But that's what I'm saying is like, I don't have a problem with guys having girl best friends, but also there has to be a respectful boundary. Yeah. And I also need a meter because.
You can
what
read.
You want with my man?
Yeah.
Bitch.
Oh, he's like your brother? Is he?
Is he? Have you ever had a crush on him? I saw you looking at his gray sweatpants. All right. This ain't it. Fuck no. She gotta go.
She's got to go.
I look at your eyes. Yeah. How do you look at him? How do you smile?
There's this girl who does these videos on TikTok. They're fucking hilarious. She plays the chill best friend, but she always does these like things to make the girlfriends like feel like less than or uncomfortable. And they're just the funniest video. She'll answer his phone and she's like, "Oh my God, Jason, stop." She's like, "Oh, hey girl, hold on, he's here." And she's like, we're not doing nothing. Oh my God, okay, let's go wrestle. Jason, put your pants back on. You know, she like no! She just does it and you're just like, bro, my girl.
But it's like joking?
It's just her. It's just
funny. Oh, okay.
She's just like pretending to be the toxic chill best friend and shit. It's fucking something that girls would for sure would put a stop to. Like, fuck no. Like
this ain't happening.
Yeah, nah. Ain't no way you're chilling with her by yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, and to a certain point, like that's my whole thing. Like with relationships, especially my neck relationship, the most important thing to me, and I keep my ex's words in mind, saying like, "Oh, that's your best friend. You respect him more than anybody." And it just like dawned on me, I should marry my best friend. Like not him. Yeah. I mean, ultimately my husband. You know what I mean? Like, so it's really important to me now at this phase of my life. I want to start any relationship with friendship. Like, because with friendship, think about it. Like, who do you go to when, you know, you want to talk about your issues? Who do you trust? You go to your best friends. And, you know, I want that relationship where, and because of the respect factor, you respect friends more sometimes than you do your partner. You know what I mean? It's, at least when it comes to being vulnerable and being open and being truthful. I want to build that foundation with my husband. I want us to be best friends. I want to be able to tell him like, "Hey, my man got on my nerves today," and him be like, "All right, spill the tea, girl. Fuck that guy ain't shit."
About himself?
About himself, guys ain't shit. No, but jokes aside, I want to be able to bring that to him. It's like one thing I learned, especially in my last relationship, was for me, I needed to stop going to my girlfriends. I needed to stop going and venting to women who were not living or being in the relationships that I admired or that I wanted for myself. Because all they did was get in my ear. All they did was cause more friction. All they did was make me question my intuition. All they did was make me doubt myself. You know what I mean? So, especially
if they're toxic.
Oh, yeah. And that was another thing. I'm
what? Like, you let them wet?
Yeah, exactly. But that would pump me up. And that was the toxic version of me. You know what I mean? And I don't need that. Like, I don't want someone who knows all my business, my man. That's between him and I realize that now. But because at one point I did overshare and I did allow those things to affect me, that's why I decided I need my next person to be my best friend. Because I want to go to him with it. I don't want to go be yapping my mouth to my parents. It's fucking embarrassing. Yeah, and then you get back with them, and then it's like, fuck. Like, no. Like, I rather have the. He
comes back to the family dinner, and everybody's like, and he's like, "Whoa, why they fucking hate me out of nowhere? Like, we was just cool last week." Exactly. Oh, it's because all the time you be over here decided to go and fucking share.
Oh, the thing is, I've always been very blunt. So like, my ex knew I told everyone. I told them. Yeah. Like, they know. They see you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, for one, I shouldn't have been in a relationship where I have to go and complain to people about. Two, that's not respectful to your man. Like, that's shitting on him and making him look bad. And to be quite frankly, it's none of their fucking business. This is between me and my man. You know what I mean? That's what we need to work on. And that's the problem with people, is when they go outside of their relationships to solve their problems, whether it's cheating, or whether it's going to other people and getting things in their mind, because you're not able to make that decision and you use your own discernment about it, you know? So ultimately,
besides loose lips sink ships.
Right.
So, you know, because you're confining them, but then they're going to go and tell, and then now everybody knows your man ain't shit.
Exactly.
But you're a dummy because you're still there.
Exactly. And then you're embarrassed. You know what I mean?
And he's just like catching you strays because he's like, why the fuck would you tell them?
Yeah, exactly. Well, why the fuck did you act like that? But that's what I'm saying. I shouldn't have been in a situation with somebody that would make me have something to tell someone anyways.
Yeah, but people fuck up.
I mean, that's easy, but that's why I say I need to come to him with it.
Yeah.
It's between him and I. I mean, you and your wife, how do you guys do it? You guys talk to each other about stuff, right? Mm-hmm. You should, always. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, don't take that shit outside. Like, nuh-uh. That's where the thotties are.
That's where the homewreckers are.
Yeah, exactly.
Their ears perk up like, what? Relationship on the rocks?
Exactly. Todos se ponen bien porque le tienen sed.
Oh, and he buys her everything?
Yes, exactly. And he treats her like a princess? Oh, shit.
What?
Oh, my God. He's 6'3"? What? You can't look, my man. Fucking cut
it's crazy that there's women like that. I'm going to have this girl on the podcast. She's very much about the baby, sugar baby era. That's her vibe. 100%. That's her thing. That's where she's at now. And I was like, oh, she's like, can I bring my friend? And I was like, yeah, you can bring your friend. She's like, I put her on game. She got a new man. He's married, but he bought her a new car. Like, got her own place. And it's just like, she's like, I taught her everything. Like, she's ready.
Wait, you're gonna have her come on and brag about that?
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, for me, I'm here for it. You know?
I mean, this is entertainment. That's your job. You know
I'm gonna be entertained by this conversation. Yeah. But it's interesting that there's women like that just don't give a fuck. Like, oh, he's married? I don't know her. You know, or
fucking disgusting. I have no respect for any woman who thinks like that. Let me make that shit clear. You know, go heal, homegirl. Stop worrying about other men's money and make your fucking own. I'm sorry.
You know what I'm saying? It's like,
hell no. The fuck?
Because you really only think about that shit like in movies or TV shows, like, but then you meet somebody who really thinks like that. You're like, whoa, that's.
I literally have a knot in my stomach.
And like to say it out loud and be like, and.
Well, thank you for bringing my energy in here first. And I got your wife's crystals over here.
Hopefully it heals them.
Hopefully. If not, hey, put some sage in here, though.
As they're talking, just hold it.
What are you doing? Removing negative energy?
Keep that energy away from me. I'm just going to complain. I'm like, damn, I ain't got no money right now. I'm pretty broke.
No, I actually do that. So before I leave, like, especially when I'm going with people out, like, before I came here, I sage myself. Like, I sage, like, negative energies.
That's
like,
good.
So if anybody's trying to send me negative energy, and especially being on a podcast, like, people are going to have their opinions. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, they're either going to like it or they're not, or they're going to have their judgments, and I have to be okay with both. Yeah. You know what I mean? And the only way I could do that is I was like, I fucking saged myself. I was like, you know what? Let me say what I gotta say, God. And anybody who's trying to send me negative energy, return to fucking sender. Because ain't nobody gonna fuck up my high vibration. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm not. Yeah. No one is gonna fuck up my peace. You know what I mean? Like, I'm on here. I'm networking, meeting new people, getting shit out there. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need to be focused on anything but that. This is for me.
You have a unique name. I only know one other person, and you follow her. Her name's Yubi.
Oh, yeah, Rain, the blonde one. She just had a baby, right?
She had a baby? I don't know.
She's short, but she used to be
like
blonde.
Asian looking?
She's Mexican, but yeah.
Yeah. She's
yeah.
pregnant?
She just had a baby.
Oh, that's what's up. Congratulations.
Yeah, I think if it's the same girl.
Did she work like at a designer store?
Yes, Gucci.
Yeah.
That's Rain. I actually it's so funny. I met her in downtown.
Oh, really?
We were clubbing, and we just, like, our energy was just like a match.
That's
and
crazy.
She's like, what's your name? And she's like, Rain. I go, no, what's your name? She's like, Rain. I'm like, what's your name? My name's Rain. She's like, your name's Rain. I'm like, no, we're both Rain. Yeah. So I'm literally there like, what do you mean your name is Rain? That's my name. She's like, no, that's my name. And then I was like, nah. And she's like, add my Instagram. And then I've seen it, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, that's funny.
Okay.
Her cousin used to work with my wife. So it's like a small ass world,
San Diego's so small.
Super small.
Everybody know and this is why I don't date guys from San Diego usually.
Because they got a history.
Because I always know at least two girls that done been with them. So I either know the guys are toxic or I know they ain't shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or they fucked somebody.
Exactly. So I'm like,
does that bother you? Like, would that bother women?
I don't know about women because you hear the different types that are out there. Personally, yes, I will not fuck somebody who has been with one of my friends. Like,
what about somebody you know?
Like somebody I know?
Yeah, like an acquaintance.
Like pasadita?
Yeah, something like that. Or like a girl, she has like
I think it would have to be like a really stand-up dude.
Oh, okay.
Like, he'd have to come at some strong. Yeah. And I'd kind of like, I mean, I won't go ask what the fuck happened, but I'll look at what type of girl she is.
Yeah, that part.
And I'll want to, that will tell me.
Yeah. Like if she's a floozy, you're all like, oh.
Yeah, if she a hoe, then it's, well, he's a stand-up dude. You know what I mean? You done fucked that up. So why am I going to pass that up? But if they're both question marks, then that tells me enough. That tells me, well, how long were you dating? Where if you're over here with months with somebody and she a floozy, like, motherfucker, you're the issue too. You know what I mean? Like, there's something there. Because why would you entertain something like that? You know what I mean?
I guess it always depends on the person, because I would hate to be like in a room and they're like, pss, 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 like, oh, I fucked this girl, or she, I fucked her man and some shit like that. And it's like,
I love that guys can't say they can't put me in their body count. My ex was from Oregon. The other man I'm in love with is not from the state either. So I'm like, my husband is not from San Diego, and I know that because every serious relationship I've been in, the guy hasn't been from here.
Those didn't work out either. So.
No, but I'm like, so it could go opposite way. Maybe God's like, hey, but I have like,
you need a homegrown guy.
I don't know. I have this like,
I'm like La Jolla.
Oh fuck. No, I don't. I need someone who grew up in Sherman then moved to downtown or something.
A hood dude?
Yeah. The thing is, I want to
like an expired hood guy?
Not expired, that he got his priorities straight.
Oh, I know what you want. You want the guy that the gang members should be like, get out of here, bro. No, they were like, don't do this life. Go live a legit life. But he's from there, so he knows like what's the vibe and shit.
I think I'm at that. Just because I'm very street smart. So I grew up like in Rosarito, and I grew up on 28th and L Street over there by the basketball courts, and Sherman, Logan. And I'm just someone who wanted better for myself because I've seen my surroundings, because I've seen what that was like. I didn't want to be part of that. And so I have a deep respect for people and men that are street smart, but because I don't want to also date just like a bookworm who just doesn't know shit about the street smarts. You gotta be savvy. You know what I mean? You gotta know how to do shit. You gotta hustle. Like, I love a man that hustles. Like, that's what I said. Like, that's where my things changed. My tastes changed, or what my requirements were changed. It's because before I was going for the guys with the education, with the businesses and stuff like that. But it's like, I can't joke around with you and gangbang on you jokingly. You're going to get scared. Like, you're going to think I'm going to cut you. You know what I mean? Like, I like to joke with my man. Like, I want him to know, like, chula vista, homes.
Hey, get that on, dog. Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, somebody you can joke with and they understand. You know?
But not just joking, but just understand. Yeah. Like, knows where you come from. You know what I mean? Like, knows what it is. And I mean, it's a little sexy when a man knows what's up. You know what I mean? Like, damn, you make money and you fine and you hood. Like, but not too hood.
No selling drugs. Yeah.
No. That's fine if you did it when you were 16, but not anymore.
You learned from it.
I do like tattoos though.
Yeah, like all blasted.
Not with gang stuff.
Okay, because you gotta be specific.
Yeah, I do like sleeves. I like men with sleeves. Usually, like,
I think every girl, like, I don't think I've ever met a girl that's like, oh no, I want, plain skin. I
actually, because I had experienced guys with tattoos, and I didn't before, so that wasn't something I necessarily was attracted to. But once I did, I was like, now that's all I look at. You got any tattoos? Let me see. Do you got any tattoos under there?
Have you jumped on the dating sites?
So, funny story. I've tried a couple times. I download it and I never have it for more than like 4 days. Because then I get like, I'm like, what am I doing? Like, I'm not going to fucking find my husband over here. Like, these guys are just trying.
There's a lot of successful relationships that come from like,
I mean, I've met
Bumble or whatever.
I met my ex on Facebook. You know what I mean?
Facebook has a dating site?
I keep getting requests saying somebody liked you, but I don't have it. So I'm like, that someone's like inviting you to like join the dating because they want to talk to you. Like, what the fuck? Like, I didn't even know you could do that. Yeah. But I seen
my friend told me, I was like, what?
I think my brother met his girlfriend on Facebook dating, actually. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. But
I think the organic way is better.
I'd rather
like in person
I'd
somewhere.
rather it be organic. Like the thing is, I mean, I believe in soulmates. You know what I mean? So I'm like, maybe God will bring me to this way. But I tried it a few times, and honestly, it's just they either want to meet you too quickly. Like I'm someone, yeah, and I don't like that. Like you gotta finesse. There's a certain way I like to be handled.
Yeah.
Okay. And I need that patience, but then also it's like it comes to a point where there's too much. So once I get to the point where, like after 2 or 3 days of saying, they'll like say something to turn me off. I don't know. I walk away pretty quickly. So then I just like delete and block and just ghost a little bit.
Yeah, that's good.
You know, I don't have time for that. And I'm like, what am I doing? And then with all I have going on right now, I'm like, I'm lonely. Like, yeah, I want attention. Yeah, I want, to be told I'm pretty. Yeah, I want to be taken on dates, and I'll go out on a date every here and again, but I won't let it go past the second date if I know I'm not going to end up with you. Why are you going to keep wasting your money on me? Like, don't do that. I don't like you like that. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Just have it ready. Have it in cut.
Like, dude, you need to just fucking heal. Please, you guys. Please go to therapy. Write in a journal. Stop being in your ego because we want our husbands. Don't you want your wives? We're here.
Nah, too many thotties out.
That's the problem. That's why they need to heal. Yeah. Because again, men who are going off of instant gratification don't value themselves. Like, I'm sorry, but a man who's sleeping with multiple women, you're just throwing your shit out there. You don't value yourself. Like, I don't want to be with somebody who doesn't value themselves. I'm sorry.
So they're too easy?
That's a man who's insecure because you need constant validation to feel like you're a man.
Women who are easy are insecure too?
Absolutely. It goes the same for both.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm just checking the temperature.
Oh no, absolutely.
See if you're keeping the energy.
Yeah. Hell no. Like girls who give that shit up easy, same fucking thing. I think the way that a woman represents herself, especially in public, is extremely important. Like when I was younger, I've embarrassed myself too. Like I get it, but I grew the fuck up because I realized I'm a whole ass woman, not a little girl. You know what I mean? And I need to figure this shit out. Again, girls want men that respect them, but you're over here with an OnlyFans on your link on your bio, and you know what I mean? Like, and then you're over here bragging and reposting memes about dating different guys, and until the guy and this nigga that and this nigga that, and they're like, girl, come on. Yeah. Ain't no man gonna look at your page and say that's my life.
That's fucking facts.
He's gonna say I'm a fucker though.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to smash.
And he probably will. Yeah. You know what I mean?
He's like, I'll wine and dine him for a little bit to get what I want.
Yeah, exactly. And then out.
It's like renting a car. Like I got what I wanted.
Exactly.
Give it back to the dealer.
Exactly. And that's why I'm like, no. God showed me I'm not meant to be that way. He showed me multiple times. He's like, no, honey. Every time I've tried like to just be fun or have fun, nope.
It's not for everybody.
No, it's not.
But you need those people.
Yeah.
We need to be able to contrast good women from the not wifey women.
The hoe from a housewife. The hoe from a housewife. It's okay.
Yeah.
I'll say it for you.
Yeah, because you're not gonna be able to identify which one's which if you don't have like the good and bad. So same with guys. We need the bad boys to fuck you guys over so you guys can find
exactly so we can heal. So we can heal and then find our husbands. Yeah. No.
Vicious cycle.
Yeah, it is. And it all, again, it comes down to going inward. Yeah. Are you aware who you are, how you're showing up in this world? People aren't mindful. I'm an extremely mindful person. You know what I mean? I'm very coherent. I'm very assertive. I'm very self-aware and of my surroundings and energy. I'm very sensitive with energy because I consume it easily. You know what I mean? So I have to be careful who I'm around. Like, there's literally certain people I won't hug. Oh, like literally, because I believe it transfers because of their energy, you know. So that's a big, huge thing for me, and I can't like women like how we're talking about all those toxic stuff. I don't hang out with girls like that. Like the girls I hang out with, like we go to church, we go to brunch, church girlies. But we're all so crazy because the night before we were probably taking shots of Casamigos at my house and in the pool, shaking our ass and twerking. But it's just us, you know what I mean? Like we're wild. Like me and my girlfriends, we're all. What I love is the girlfriends that I have right now, my best friends. We're all wild. Like, and we've been wild, but we've done the work to heal. So we're all vibrationally the same. You know what I mean? And it's because we come from similar backgrounds. We all come from trauma. And we said, we don't want that. We don't want that for our children. We don't want that for our future. What do we got to do? And life brought us together over and over again. Like one of my best friends, I had to have a separation from her for a couple of years because we just weren't in alignment. She had started her healing and I wasn't that deep into it. So we just couldn't understand each other and we were placing judgment on each other. And recently, actually, I think like in June or July, our other best friend, she set us up. She set us up. She didn't tell us. She invited us to the same place and didn't tell us we were going to be there. I didn't see this one.
Was it like, that's the op? That's like, we beefing? Or?
No, it wasn't beefing. It was just like, at the time, I didn't have an interest in rekindling the friendship. Because I was hurt. I felt judged and I felt like she thought, you know, she was this and that. And I told her all of this, but it was easy. Like when I seen her, like at first I was hesitant. At first I didn't want to tell her everything and all like catch her up on my life. But then as the night went on, like eventually, like we just found ourselves, you know, after a couple martinis and stuff, chilling, just start talking. Like I miss you. Like what have you been doing? And then it's so funny because that night after I seen her for the first time in a couple of years, we were in Del Mar. So, and we all drove our own cars. So we all drove home and she just like driving at night, as it is, you know, and then we had both had a couple drinks. So we just wanted to make sure we were good. So she literally like called me and she lives in downtown. She lives right up the street from me. So we rode from Del Mar together and she's like drive with me. So we like stayed close to each other, the cars, you know what I mean? And we were on the phone the whole time. And then when we were on the phone, that's when I told her. And I was like, this is how I felt. She's like, what the fuck? Like, I didn't even and she's like, I didn't see it that way. I didn't know you saw it that way. Yeah. So it was like, but at the same time, we acknowledged like we weren't in alignment at that point. And we needed the separation. And that's why I was saying earlier is, you know, sometimes the universe will, and God, whatever source you believe in, will pull something apart for it to be able to grow and develop and then bring it back together. And how many times do you hear about, you know, like relationships where people met where they're younger and then several years later, then they end up married and living their best life together. Yeah. It's because they needed to separate for further growth. And it's the same thing with friendships. You know what I mean? So to me, we needed to separate for further growth and we did. And now we're both living our best lives in our purpose. Like we weren't living our purpose before. We were in toxic relationships, both of us. And both very damaged, you know, and damaged goods. Yeah, and reflecting that onto each other. Yeah. And it affected our friendship, you know what I mean? So we were never bad to each other, don't get me wrong, but it's just two unhealthy people don't make sense. You know what I mean? One unhealthy person and an unhealthy person don't make sense. Two healthy people make sense. Yeah. You know what I mean? So we understand that. And now, like, literally, like, text each other paragraphs in the morning how much we love each other and we're so glad. Yeah, I love my girls. Mariela and Katrina, my best friends. I love you guys. Just a little do a shout out right there, you know. But yeah, I mean, I live a very fruitful life. I have really great people in my life who are very supportive. Dope. Yeah, so I feel like God just connected me with everyone that I need to be with. You know what I mean? My soul family. Yeah.
That's dope. Mm-hmm. I ain't gonna keep you talking. What's your Instagram so they can follow you on your body sculpting page or your personal if you want?
Well, you can do either. If you're a man with your life together and you're healed, feel free to follow me at La Lluvia 4 A's. I'm just kidding. La Lluvia. Make sure you follow. I'm just kidding. No, for the body sculpting, it's at Flawless Figure Sculpting.
Hey.
Flawless Figure Sculpting. And then likewise, if you want to add my personal page, and I mean this for women too. It's again La Lluvia, LALLUV, and then 4 A's at the end. And then my link to my website is also on my personal page as well.
Classes coming soon if you're interested too.
Yes, so please go check out Flawless Figure Sculpting Instagram. I will be posting updates there. I'm going to be releasing in October and hopefully I get to help out a few of you ladies start your own business.
For sure. I appreciate you, Yuvia, aka Rain.
Yeah.
It was a fun conversation.
Yeah, definitely a good time. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate it for sure. I had a good time. Good. Till next time. Peace.
Bye.
Yeah, you looking for me, you can find me at the spot. Chopping it up with Jonah, we talking about what's hot on the block. Up in Dago, man, we bumping. Keeping it confidential, you know this how we coming, we in front. Looking for that real, better tune in and stick by. Put on for the city every time that I dip by. Get into that gritty every time that we sit down. Promise you it's real every time that I get round. Come on. Been in the field playing, we